Alright, we're here. Y'all ready? We might just do it today. We'll see how much we can get. We should probably be able to do it within 4 hours. I think. Not if we keep, futzing around like we do, but we should be able to. But hi, y'all. We're here. It's time. Hi, Kay. Hello, hello. I hope everyone's had a good week. Having a good week. I guess there's still technically one more day. Ah. But, enough about that. We need to go talk to Soren. We need to find out what the hell's going on here. I still can't get over how gorgeous Rocket Manor is. Just don't touch anything. I wasn't going to. This time. It was definitely going to. I was told I had guests. I don't remember what voice I had before, so we'll just stick with this. Thank you for seeing us, Soren. We know you're busy. We'd like to ask you a few questions about the case, if you wouldn't mind. Soren? You're Ellen's lawyer, right? Yes, that's right. Don't tell me he doesn't remember me. Will Ellen be found guilty? We're doing everything we can to prevent that. That's why we're here, investigating. Will you please tell us what you know? Soren? Alright, fine. What was that pause all about? Let's talk about the cover-up. It was you who gave the order for that large-scale cover-up plan, isn't that right? What large-scale cover-up? Don't play dumb with us! You held 2 wedding receptions in order to try and cover up Mr. Gloomsbury's murder. Ellen thought that through the power of the timekeeper you built. She traveled back in time. So that's why there were 2 receptions. I knew it! I knew it! He didn't know! Pierce is a lying fuck! You lying fucking bastard! Oh wait, does he seriously not know why the reception was held twice? Looks like I'll have to delve deeper here. So, the cover-up scheme, that fake trip through time, you're not the one who is behind it all? Pierce Nickety stated in court that you were the one who ordered it to be carried out. Pierce said that? I see. Like, again, even if he wasn't the only other person in this goddamn case, Pierce is just so obviously the bad guy. Like, he's not being subtle. I leave him in charge of everything around me. So whatever he decides is, in essence, my decision too. So I take it that you didn't know anything about the cover-up? That's none of your business. But you were in 2 wedding receptions in a row! And still, you claim to know nothing? I have nothing more to say to you. Please leave. Excuse you, we're trying to make sure that your fiance is seen as innocent, and so your family can't get you away from her. Get her away from you. It's probably more accurate. Let her into the family. Let you get married to her. I don't know. But Soren. Oh. Hi, airplane. Don't let it smack me in the eye. Okay, good. That was just the forehead. Thank you. Oh, there's something written on this paper airplane. Let's see. Go away. What do you think it means, Nick? Doesn't get clearer than that, huh? He's looking especially uncooperative, but maybe I can grab his attention somehow. There's still that one piece of evidence I don't know much about. It's worth a try. Is it the one about his sister? And also about that? But also about his sister? This. I'm sure your sister would want the truth of this case to be known. How rude. Is intruding on the private lives of others a part of your job as a lawyer? I mean, technically, yes, actually. Oh, I apologize, but also, yes, it is. Congratulations, that's my entire job. It's what I do. I guess showing him the picture of his sister wasn't such a good idea after all. Really? Okay, well, you know. Does this bring anything to mind? Even some small, vague detail will do. I have a feeling there's only going to be 2 letters written on that piece of paper. This guy really doesn't want to talk, does he? Oh, we don't know. Okay. Soren, have you ever seen this before? That's... Soren, what is it? Nothing. Why did his whole demeanor change all of a sudden? He's gone pale as a ghost, too. Oh, did he just pass out? Soren! Nick, look at his stomach! He's bleeding! Hey, I bet I know whose blood that is. I bet I knew who got stabbed. Somebody, help! Soren's collapsed! Mr. Soren! Get him to the hospital, quickly now! He was stabbed in the stomach by Gloomsbury. Interesting. Poor Soren. That must be one serious wound. What is it, Nick? Well, when I showed him the candelabra, his whole demeanor changed. So I'll just be thinking that maybe his injury is... Huh? What's this? It's Soren's notebook. Hi, babies. Time to just snoop around. Dear Diary, nope. Wrong book. I must have dropped it in the rush to get him to the hospital. Ooh, his notebook, huh? I wonder what's written in it, don't you? Come on, you know you want to take a peek. Soren's notebook. What to do. I mean, we really should honor his privacy, and, you know, we just shouldn't really go peeking through his stuff without his permission. I feel guilty snooping around in someone's personal notebook, but maybe we should take a little look-see. Whoa, it's filled with big words written in tiny letters. I guess he used this notebook to write down his invention ideas? What if it's all in code? Huh? What is it? Did you find something? After March 8th of last year, the content of this notebook changes dramatically. Like how? Well, ever since that date, Soren's been writing down every detail of his life. As in, every. You think he's like me and he has memory problems? Maybe he decided to start keeping a diary? This is way too detailed to be an ordinary diary. Either he's really compulsive, or maybe just plain forgetful. I'm gonna go more with the first one, the compulsive. Is it really as simple as that? I feel like something happened on March 8th that made Soren change. Well, why don't you let me take a look then? I'll tell you. Hey, Maya, let go or rip it! Ah, shit. Now look what you did. You dropped it. You should have just let me take a look. How was this my fault? Oh no, Nick. It fell into that pool of Soren's blood. I can't read a thing on these 2 pages now. Uh-oh, you're gonna get it now. Ugh, I guess it really is my fault after all. I'll just put it away carefully for now. Can't let anything else happen to it, you hear? Well, that's a problem. Huh? Hey look, there's something sticking out of the notebook. You mean other than all the blood? Details of the day of the murder have been rendered illegible by a blood stain. A completely random blood stain out of nowhere. We don't know what happened there. Not a clue. Wow, could have been anyone's fault that blood stain got there. No, I'm sure that it's been there for a long time. Don't worry about it. It looks like a newspaper article. Let's see. It's about the car accident Soren's sister died in. It happened on March 8th. That's the day Soren's notebook completely changed. Oh, wow! What else does it say? It says the driver at the time of the accident was Dumas Gloomsbury. It says Soren was in the car too, and that he had sustained several injuries. It's just like Pierce said. Soren completely changed after the accident. Interesting. But I think that the one who blamed the death of Selena on Gloomsbury was not Soren, but Pierce, aka, the boyfriend. So Gloomsbury was driving the car when they got into that accident. That opens up the distinct possibility Of? Of Soren holding a grudge against Gloomsbury. You think Soren could have... Again, it's only because they're too stupid to notice the goddamn pocket watch in this picture. They didn't notice... It's fine. I don't know. It's not like I have any proof. We should talk to Pierce about this when we return Soren's notebook to him. Well, he doesn't seem to be here right now. Maybe he's at the Flying Chapel. I don't want to talk to him. He sucks. I don't want to talk to Pierce. He's an asshole. Isn't that right, Biscuit? Looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about, Mom? I don't know any of this. I'm over here, just hold on. Look at my paw. Sure hope Pierce is around here somewhere. Oh, Mr. Wright and Miss Fay. Hi, Dickbag. I mean Pierce. Hello, Pierce. We were just looking for you. Oh, I'm sorry for Master Soren's sudden departure earlier. You have my sincerest apologies. It was totally understandable, really, but shouldn't you be at his side right now? That's fine. The other servants are with him, and I am in constant contact with them. Do not forget to give him his pain medication, and be sure to keep him hydrated. Also, see to it that he is not up and about. He needs complete bed rest. Is that what happens when you're too rich for normal peasant phones? Or is it just because he specifically is a fucking weirdo? I must return to Master Soren now, but... Did you want something of me? Actually, here's Soren's notebook. He dropped it when he collapsed. Oh, Pierce doesn't notice the bloodstain. Oh, thank you very much for this. I'll see to it personally that Master Soren gets it back. Thank you. Soren's notebook, given to Pierce. I trust you did not look inside. Oh! Of course not! What? I would never! I would never! That being said, when he dropped his book, it did get some blood on some pages. Didn't read what was on it. We didn't take a peek. We couldn't if we wanted to. There's just some blood on a couple pages. Random happenstance. When he dropped it, it fell into his own blood. Don't... Totally sorry about that. I know it technically wasn't our fault. We definitely had nothing to do with that. It just... Freak accident, man. These things happen. Sometimes you drop something into a pool of blood. That's a daily occurrence. Because it is filled with numerous patent-worthy ideas, you see. Look, I know you're busy, but would you mind if I asked you a few questions about the case? Well, as I said, I must be getting back to Master Soren. Goddamn pocket watch. So if you could make it quick, I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, I'll make this as quick as I can. I'd like to ask you about the cover-up you tried to pull off, if you don't mind. I told everything there is to tell in court already. Disposing of anything that may harm the Sprocket family's reputation is simply a part of my job. Sounds like a lovely job description. It sounds like, oh, what are they called? Cleaners? Is that what you call the people who work for like different like mobs and mafia and other criminals, and they're the ones who clean up, like they dispose of the bodies and they clean up the blood and destruction and all that other stuff? Or is that just a fiction thing? Regardless, you're the cleaner. I have nothing more to say on the matter. I will say, I do not think it's wise to spend time on topics that have already been discussed. Right. Alright, now let's talk about something new. Pierce, could you tell us more about this accident? Where did you find that? Did I not already tell you about that accident? You did, but you conveniently left out one crucial detail. The fact that Dumas Gloomsbury was driving the car at the time. I feel like he wipes his monocle when he's being a complete and total dickbag. Oh, did I not mention that? I suppose that simply did not come up then. If Mr. Gloomsbury caused the accident, why didn't the Sprocket family fire him? Wouldn't that usually be the natural consequence of such a huge mistake? Please, do not misunderstand. Gloomsbury stayed on with the family.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Hi, Delphi. On Master Soren's request. What? Well, that's the type of person Master Soren is. Thank you for eliminating Soren as a potential suspect and literally just putting it all on you. Perhaps it was the influence of Miss Selena's kind nature. Then how come you didn't inherit any of that? Or how come none of that rubbed off on you? If you were the boy... Wait. Is this a situation of you were in love with her, but she didn't... And, like, she saw you as a friend or whatever, but she didn't see you that way? She was such a sweet person that even in her last moments, she thought of Master Soren. Only that Soren did not hold a grudge against Bloomsbury. He insisted on keeping him on. I really don't understand how that guy's mind works. So you were present for Selena Sprocket's last moments? Yes, in my professional capacity. The accident happened on the way to a certain party. And what kind of party was it? It was Miss Selena's engagement party. Hey, who was she engaged to? Who was she engaged to, bitch? You better say you, or else I'm gonna punch you. I mean, I'm gonna punch you anyways, but... Bloomsbury's injuries were minor, but Miss Selena's and Master Soren's were crucial. I mean, normally, under normal circumstances, I would be too. But, like, Soren seems like the least terrible person in his family. Like, he just seems like the only thing he cares... He doesn't care about money and business. He just, like, I had a cool idea for a thing that I want to make. I'm gonna make it. Everyone else around him is like, no, you gotta think about the money. And Soren's like, I don't give a shit about your money. Fuck you. And then Pierce is like, you gotta think about the money. And Soren's still like, look, I know that you're like my trusted aide or whatever, but I still don't care about the money. I want to marry her because I love her and she's great. I don't care about money. Fuck you. That's why I'm not suspicious of Soren. Because yes, he's rich, but also like he's rich and then like my parents are rich and like I definitely benefit from that, but I don't give a shit. They were brought to the Sprocket family's regular hospital. Wow, to have such a terrible thing happen on what was to be a day of celebration. Thanks to the surgeon in charge, Master Soren pulled through. But Miss Selena, she... Hey, you want to tell us who the groom was? The last words Miss Selena said to me were... Please, help. Soren. Wait, hold on. Were you a doctor? I think he was the doctor at the time. Wait. He wasn't the one who was engaged. He was just some fucking surgeon. Or maybe he was engaged. I don't know. Hard to say. But this also explains maybe why he was so trusted so quickly. Because he's only been the butler for a year. Ever since then, I have attended Master Soren and tried to help him in any way I can. I see. His fiancé must have been devastated. Indeed. The shock of losing Miss Selena was so great, he quit being a surgeon. Okay, yep, it was you. It was you, motherfucker. Ethics? I don't think, well... Once again, in reality, yes. But in fiction, it's like, okay, I'm a surgeon at this hospital. And I'm the only one available at the moment, and the one that they trust the most, I'm going to do my best. Anyways, it was you. He was a surgeon? Wait, so the surgeon who tried to save them both, was he? Yes, he was Miss Selena's fiancé. Terrible. Perfect timing, Fluffy. Perfect timing. Fucking funny as shit. Okay. Oh, awful. So where's her fiancé now? Good question. I wonder that sometimes myself. Hey, dickbag, why lie about... No, I know why he's lying about this, because then he'll be a suspect. Which he would be right, he would be a suspect. Because he was right fucking there. You did it. I already know you did. Now I just have to prove it in court. So Selena had a fiancé. I'd like to find out more about him, but I doubt I'll find him anytime soon. Slow zoom to this guy's face. I doubt I'll find him anytime soon. Bastard. Look at the goddamn watch! So, are we done here? I'm afraid I must be going. Could you please just tell me a little bit more about Soren? There's nothing more to tell. I can't seem to get any real answers out of him just by asking him questions. But there is that piece of evidence I still don't know much about. You were able to tell me something about it. Hey, you. What do you know about this candelabra covered in blood? Pierce, have you ever seen this candelabra before? No, I don't know anything about it. Wow, way to hide it, dickbag. How many? 3? That's not too bad. And Magatama reacted. Pierce must be trying to hide something from me. Why hasn't it gone off before this? There are so many things. I have to break those cyclocks and find out what. Take that! Let's find out what you're hiding. Pierce's secret. Pierce, you're hiding something from me about this candelabra, aren't you? Oh yeah, no, the inverted colors when the Magatama comes up is always fun. It's one of the candelabras from the Flying Chapel, is it not? Is there something special about it? Actually, yes. There's some blood on it, you see. I think the blood might belong to this person. Take that! Soren has a rather nasty wound on his body, doesn't he? Yes, Master Soren is indeed injured. Are any of the other people involved with this case injured? Not as far as I know. I see. Now let me ask you about this, Pierce. Do you suppose Soren could have been more directly involved than you're letting on? What in the world would make you think that? Oh, I've got my reasons. Mr. Gloomsbury's fingerprints were found on this candelabra stem, which leads me to believe that Mr. Gloomsbury stabbed Soren with it. You cannot possibly think Mr. Soren is the one responsible for the murder. I don't have any conclusive evidence of that at the moment. I did think he had a motive. This proves that Soren had a motive to kill Mr. Gloomsbury. But also that you had the exact same motive. Even though it was an accident, Mr. Gloomsbury was the man responsible for taking Soren's sister away. Let us suppose that Gloomsbury did stab Mr. Soren with the candelabra. Can you prove that had anything to do with this case? He might have been stabbed at some other location for some other reason. Sorry, but I can prove it was related to the... Oh, hold on. We chugging? But I can prove it to what? But I can... Oh, really? Soren's stabbing and Mr. Gloomsbury's death are definitely connected. Oh, they know. This is the piece of evidence that ties Soren's injury to Mr. Gloomsbury's murder. Hold. Oh, wait, is it this one? Where he has the blood all over his hand? 'Cause that would be my guess. But let me take a look around just to be sure. I'm not forgetting something. It matches the blood on the candelabra. Which means that that's Soren's blood. This one. I'm not sure what you're trying to tie together with that. Yes, that wasn't it. I'll have a servant see you home. No, wait! Oh, give me another chance! Please, Mr. Wright, do not detain me with nonsense any longer. Take that! No, I guess it has to be this one because it means it happened there in the chapel. A bloodstain was found on the side of the lift that goes between the hold and the vista deck. Its blood matches the blood that's on the candelabra. I obtained the results straight from the police, so I can assure you this information is correct. This bloodstain on the lift indicates an important fact. It shows us that a murder was in the reception hall, Soren was there during the crime, or that Gloomsbury wasn't there. Soren's blood is on the lift, which can only mean one thing. He was there, wasn't he? Soren was at the scene of the crime. You are very astute, Mr. Wright. It appears I cannot hide this from you any longer. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking happened. Very well. I will tell you everything. Here's what happened. Gloomsbury goes to murder Ellen. For what reason? I don't know. He has orders to. If I were to take a guess, probably on Pierce's orders. He's actually probably doing it because Pierce told him to. Now that I think about it. This right here? Probably, When convenient, then send her off in the Vista deck. I have a feeling the orders came from Pierce to kill him, and Soren was the one who came up and whacked fucking Gloomsbury on the head. And maybe he didn't die. Well, no, he came up. Maybe he was spotted before he had a chance to hit Gloomsbury. And Gloomsbury like grabbed a candle. Maybe there's a candelabra nearby, and he's fucking stab into Soren, and then Soren, like clutching his chest, took the timekeeper and went wham. That, or he did a wham, and then Gloomsbury was still conscious, stabbed him. Soren goes down. Pierce comes up, takes the timekeeper and slams him again, because now he does have intent to murder. Or something else. I don't know. I'm getting confused about the timeline here. I'm trying to figure out if he got stabbed first or he did the hit first. Either way, Pierce hit Gloomsbury the second time that killed him. I know that for a fact. Without proof. I don't have any proof, but I know it for a fact. Did you tell me about Soren's injury? Very well. And this is what I heard directly from Master Soren himself. As you surmised, Master Soren was stabbed by Gloomsbury on the day of the murder. It happened after the first wedding reception. The happy couple was in the reception hall when suddenly Gloomsbury appeared. He attacked Miss Ellen and tried to take her away. Master Soren went to stop him and found himself in a struggle with Gloomsbury. And that is when Master Soren was stabbed with the candelabra, he said. Even though Master Soren was badly injured, he went after Gloomsbury. So Soren really was at the scene of the murder, wasn't he? Yes, that is correct. However, by the time Master Soren arrived at the scene, Gloomsbury had already been murdered. So Pierce is saying that Soren was at the crime scene, that he didn't have anything to do with the murder itself. This could be possible if, again, if Pierce is the one who did it. Even still, why did you try to keep such an important piece of information from me? I'm very sorry. Master Soren's injury and Gloomsbury murder were not directly related. So I decided not to mention it so as not to unnecessarily complicate the investigation. That's incredibly related. It's incredibly relevant. It all happened in the same 5-minute time period, you bitch. That means it's all fucking related. I want to kill you. And it was while he was trying to attack Ellen. I hate you. I hate you. I'm gonna punch you in the monocle so that glass gets all up in your eyeball. That'll be fun, don't you think? And Ellen, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I really must go now. Please excuse me. Thank you for your time. You should have just told us everything in the first place and saved us all a lot of time. Yeah, I guess it wasn't that simple for him. He is the family butler, after all. He sure didn't make our job any easier, though, did he? But at least we learned something new. Soren was at the scene of the crime. That's true. One step forward is better than none. So what next, Nick? Let's see. The forensics team might be done investigating the reception hall by now. Let's go check it out. Sounds like a plan. Oh, that's right. We still need to see, the finished, Peggable. I want to see it finished and complete and fixed. September 22nd. Flying Chapel. Reception hall. It looks like the police are done with their investigation here. I wonder if it's okay for us to take a look around now. Oh, hi, Mr. Wright. Hi, Mr. Wright. Hey, Emma. Will it be alright if we investigate in this room now? Sure. The police are all done, so go for it. I love having a detective that's actually helpful. Oh, remember the broken lantern? I restored it to perfection. I have to say, it's some of my best work. Sounds like the repair job was a resounding success. Thanks, Emma. We'll take a good look at it, too. Well, now I have to be getting back to the station. Try not to mess up the crime scene if you can help it. Oh, be careful. Maybe. I'll be seeing you. Well, maybe be careful. What do you mean, maybe? Shh, it's okay. Bye, Emma, and thank you. Shall we get started? I want to look at that first. Where is it? There are so many geese outside. What does the note actually say? Which note? Very important question. Which note? Do you mean this one? Grab Ellen when convenient, then send her off from the Vista deck. When convenient. What did it exactly call standing there with her new husband convenient? Here's the broken lantern, all patched up. And I do mean patched. Emma said this was some of her best work, so I know she put a lot of effort into it. It was pretty smashed up. It must have been a lot of work to piece it back together. Oh, she gets an A for effort at any rate. Huh? This wheel handle in the back has some blood on it. We got honked at. It looks like somebody gripped it with a bloody hand. Maybe the blood got there when the killer was putting old Doom and Gloom's body inside? Do you see anything else worth noting? I keep getting honked at. Well, there's another one of those lanterns over there, so it might be a good idea to really compare the two later. Broken lantern updated. I can't. Thank you for the honks. This is the unbroken peggable lantern. And this is the one that Emma restored. I think that the handle is on the wrong side. I think the handle is supposed to be inside. The unpainted handle is on the inside. Which means... Here's the thing. I think that motherfucking Gloomsbury was alive when he was inside the lantern. I wouldn't say they look exactly the same. Or that they're made up of the same parts. Oh, wait a minute. What is it, Maya? I think there's something off about this peggable. Just about everything about it looks off to me. I'm not quite sure what it is, but some detail isn't quite right. Show me the restored lantern again. According to the autopsy report... Cause of death, cerebral hemorrhage from a strong blow to the head. One contusion was found on the back of the head, and one on the side. The blows were caused by the same weapon. Hey, I know. It's this, right? What? Where? The thing about the restored lantern is that off is the color of the wheel handle. Look, it's the wheel handle. It's a different color altogether. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, look, we're not worrying about all those other two. I've got the inside and outside wheel handle switched around. Oh, ow, you're right. And there's blood here on this handle, as if somebody gripped it with a bloody hand. Right, which means that the blood got on the handle from inside the lantern. Do you think the blood got there when the killer was putting the body in the lantern? It's really hard to say at this point. Oh, hello, what is this? Sparkly. It's a key. This is where the murder weapon, the Timekeeper, was displayed. I guess it's in police custody now. Huh? What's this? A key? Let's ask the maid about it. Good idea. She might be able to tell us something. Oh, it's heart-shaped. Do you think that goes to the Timekeeper? Excuse me, can I ask you a question? Oh, of course. What would you like to know? Do you know anything about this key? It's the key that starts up the Timekeeper. Called it. A startup key. That's right. Oh! The first startup of love ceremony was so beautiful. The bride and groom each had a symbol of their love, and when they put them together, oh, how romantic it was. Key of love. Added to the court record. First startup of love ceremony. What exactly did that entail? Oh, it's a ceremony in which the couple activated the Timekeeper together for the first time. I suppose it was kind of like a cake cutting ceremony. And what are these symbols of their love you mentioned? Ooh, brushy. Thank you for the brushy. I will take that. Well, that's kind of an entity secret, so I can't really say. I'm sorry, I'd better be getting back to my work. Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? Is it the rose pendant? Like there's an order from above not to talk about it. Hey, I think that tablecloth is new. They must have changed it since yesterday. How can you tell? Because the food stains that were there are now gone. I should have noticed because it's food related. It's another beautiful day outside, isn't it? If only it wasn't the scene of a murder, we could really enjoy it. True. It must be tough for the maids to have to work on a beautiful day like today. Oh, we don't mind. Oh, I didn't think you could hear me way over there. We don't think of it as simply cleaning. It's more like we're wiping away all the sand that's stuck to this airship. Wow, talk about devoted. I guess we've checked out everything of interest in this area.
Boom. Headshot.
Yes, the headshot was definitely given to poor Gloomsbury, or maybe not poor Gloomsbury. Hard to say. Was he poor Gloomsbury, or was he just regular Gloomsbury? I don't know. Let's keep looking. Oh, is there nothing down here? Was there nothing over here? Am I forgetting something? Larry! God, what are you? The hell? Okay, this is fine. Hi, Larry. Hey, Larry. I know you had a book signing. Yeah, but I snuck off early. I was worried about how your investigation was going. Why must cheese be so good and yet so painful? We must suffer for the things that we love. But not me, because I'm not lactose intolerant. Nobody came to get their book signed, huh? What kind of a thing is that to say? How many people showed up then? Oh, fine. It was 4 people if you gotta know.
Behold
Wouldn't
the
be points.
power of cheese.
Cheese. Anyways. Sorry, I shouldn't have asked. How many of those 4 were employees? Quit looking at me like I'm some pitiful piglet. Why don't you get back to your signing? Another 2 or 3 people could show up before the store closes. I already put away the book signing table and cleaned everything up. I don't have anywhere else to go. Why don't you just go home, watch TV, play some video games? Read a book that doesn't have pictures in it. Or read a manga that has a bunch of pictures in it. Have you considered becoming a manga artist? Sorry I gave you a hard time. I told you to quit looking at me like that. So, have you been to see Ellen? Nah, Edgy told me to stay away. He said things always get complicated whenever I'm around. I mean, he's right. 100%. Can you believe the guy? Actually, I tell Larry the exact same thing if I were Edgeworth. I kind of want to just tell him the exact same thing regardless. How's the investigation coming along? We made some progress, but I don't feel like we've gotten to the heart of things yet. Come on, Nick. You gotta do better than that. You know, his old future is riding on you. I hate you. You're so stupid. I fucking hate you. I don't think I can take on the heavy... Whoop. My controller slipped out of my hand. I don't think I can take on the heavy responsibility of your future, Larry. It's way too much jail time for me. I see you in jail enough as it is. Once again, I don't think he's an incel. I think he's just stupid. First Edgy and now you, Nick? Why does everybody gotta be so mean to me? Come on, Larry. I really don't have time to be standing around shooting the breeze. Why don't you just get back to your book signing, huh? I wouldn't even say he's a simp. Once again, I think he's just stupid. Will you come with me, old buddy? Not a chance. Oh, enough is enough already, Larry. You're so incredibly unhelpful. That's true. He's not angry. He's just deluded. He's deluded himself, which is why I just say he's an idiot. What are you showing me that for? Is that an interrogation? Okay, sure. I snuck onto the airship and wandering around it all by my lonesome. But you gotta believe me, I didn't kill anybody. And why were you sneaking around that airship in the first place? Because it was fate? Yeah, that's it. I was just following my destiny. That's all I've ever done. Oh, come on, Larry. Are you seriously going to blame all the trouble you've ever caused on fate? Alright, Trying to see if there's anything important. That's true. I do wish I could show him the goddamn thing that's right fucking behind him. No. Maybe we can do it because he's here? Hey, Dingbat. Nope, not helpful. Don't think I have anything else to show him. No, I don't think I do. I guess we just gotta leave. Alright, bye. I don't know. I really wonder about that Pierce. Yeah, I know what you mean. Seems to have a lot of power over everybody and everything, doesn't he? Actually, what I was really wondering about is that shoulder mech of his. I mean, it's pretty amazing how many things that tiny little contraption can do. Oh, what if the mech is actually Pierce's true control center, like his brain? Maya. And what if, somewhere in Sprocket Manor, he has another shiny, golden body? And then, during the emergencies, he can switch bodies and become Super Pierce Nickety. That's what I get for trying to have a serious conversation with a super geek. Ella alone wants to start her happy new life with Soren. Yeah, I bet you're right. But do you think the truth will really set her free? All you can do is do your job to the best of your ability. And if we can bring Ellen joy that way, all the better, right? Maya. Either way, I think true happiness can only be found in the truth. What are you looking at me like that for? I was just thinking about how wise that sounded. Looks like our little Maya is finally growing up. Would you knock it off? I'm trying to be serious here. Sorry. Alright, well that wasn't helpful. In the slightest. Because we definitely saw everything around here, right? Apparently. Excuse me, is the fog machine ready to use now? No, I'm afraid not. We only put dry ash in it when there's an actual reception. I see. That's too bad. She still wants to blast me with a cloud of smoke, doesn't she? Hey, take a look at that door. Wonder where it goes. Should we open it up and see? Oh wait! Please don't open that. It's the emergency escape hatch. It leads directly outside. You'll fall to your death. Then why doesn't it say something like emergency exit? Oh, that was a close one, huh, Maya? I'll say. Well, at least we know that. Okay, that's literally what we were missing. Cool. Ugh. Oh, I think we've checked out everything relevant to this case. Voice. Who do you think? Who do we think? What are you two doing here? Wait, what are you doing here? Soren? Shouldn't you be resting in bed? You're injured. How do you know about that? Never mind. I think he has... Oh, I think he has memory... I think he does have memory issues after the crash. That's why he was keeping that journal. Because otherwise, he's just super forgetful. And because he, like, how do you know about that? It's like, we were fucking there when you started bleeding. Do you not remember that? How do you know about that? Never mind. My notebook. Have you seen my notebook? I can't find it anywhere. My notebook. I need my notebook. What's the matter with him? My notebook. I have to have... Master Soren. Master Soren, I told you to stay in bed. My notebook. Here you go. Why didn't you give it to him earlier? Yes, this is it. So Soren gets emotionally unstable without that notebook of his? Looks like he's calmed down now. Soren, do you mind if I talk to you for a minute? I cannot allow you to do that. What if his wound were to open up again? He needs to rest. I guess you're right. Now, if you will excuse us. Master Soren, let us retire. Alright. Alright. There they go. This is right. I guess he really isn't in any condition to be questioned. Let's go back to the agency and sort through what we've learned. Okay, let's do a recap. September 22nd. Right, anything agency. We're back. Anybody here? Athena, are you still alive? Have you been sawed in half and or caught on fire and or both? Oh, hi boss. Oh, you're alive. I mean, hi. Hey, Athena. Athena, I thought you were with Trucy. I guess you could say that I'm taking a short break. But enough about me. What about the investigation? Did you find out anything? Well, it turns out the third person Ellen says she saw at the crime scene might have been Soren Sprocket. What? Really? I always thought he seemed suspicious. Thing is, by the time Soren got to the Vista deck, the murder had already occurred. Apparently. No way! I don't buy that, not for a second. It's a cover-up. A cover-up, I tell you! That's certainly a possibility. And as a lawyer, it's certainly a possibility I have to pursue, but... But what? It's your job, right? So pursue the heck out of it! Just do it! Yeah, but is that really what's best for Ellen? Soren could be found guilty if the truth comes out tomorrow. But if we don't pursue this possibility, Ellen could be found guilty instead. Oh man. Either way, it sure doesn't spell out happily ever after for the two of them. Hey, option 3, Pierce did it. So what are you gonna do, Mr. Wright? I can't let an innocent person get convicted, so I guess all I can really do is pursue the truth. Even if it ends up devastating Ellen. What a tough call to make. Still, there's always a chance, right? Maybe something will come up during the trial that will save their marriage.
Here we go again.
Here we go again. I mean, yes, absolutely something's going to come up during the trial that will save their marriage. Duh. I hope so. I really do. Oh my, let's go. Break the news to Ellen, you mean? Yup. Mr. Wright, please take me with you. I bet I can help you counsel Ellen through this piece of bad news. Athena, I appreciate the offer, but don't you have somewhere else to be? Do I? Athena! What are you doing here? I think it always takes Firefox a minute to start up. Firefox, come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Phoenix being a divorce lawyer for some reason.
I want to see a case that starts as Phoenix being a divorce lawyer for some reason.
Interesting, Firebot, that you were so kind of lagging there a bit. Interesting. Anyways, what was I saying? Divorce lawyer. Yes, that'd be very funny. I mean, we've only ever done one civil case, and even that kind of accidentally turned into a murder trial. So I don't think, and all the usual shenanigans, but it starts as divorce. That's really funny. Athena. Athena, what are you doing here? I've been looking all over for you. Come on now, let's get back to practicing. No, wait, my body can't take it anymore. Boss, you gotta help me. The lawyer always keeps their promises, Athena. But boss. If you bail on me one more time, Athena, I'm going to use a real blade on you. Sorry, Athena, but somebody's gotta do it. Better you than me, though. Hang in there, kiddo. Come on, Maya, we'd better get going. Hi, Ellen. You're gonna collapse into, your disheveled face real fast. Real fast. Excuse me. Hello, Ellen. How did your investigation go, Mr. Wright? Before I answer that, I need to ask you something. Was Soren with you when Mr. Gooseberry attacked you in the reception hall? I'm sorry I kept it from you. I was afraid that he'd come under suspicion if I told you. So I kept quiet about it. I'm really sorry. I have some bad news for you. I see. I thought it was probably something like that. Listen, Ellen, I'm afraid I had to make a very difficult decision based on what I found out. What kind of decision? This is very hard for me to say, but the mysterious person you saw at the scene of the crime was most likely Soren. What? I do love this hairstyle, though. I think it's adorable. In other words, in court tomorrow, I'm afraid I'll have to propose the possibility that Soren is the true culprit. No, Soren is innocent. No, but don't you see, if I don't try to pursue that line of thought, you'll be found guilty. No. No. Please, Ellen, calm down. Soren just can't be found guilty. I'd much rather I be found guilty instead. Ellen, you can't let yourself think like that. But marriage is for life, right? Do you really think you can run away from the truth and still be truly happy with him? You're not married, so how can you possibly understand? Sometimes you just gotta do whatever it takes to make things work. But, Nick, you talk to her. Hey, don't just dump this all on me. Mr. Rat, I'm innocent and Soren is too. So please, prove my innocence in court. I'll certainly do everything in my power. I just hope she doesn't lose control like this in court tomorrow. Alright. Y'all ready? The last trial of the last game of Ace Attorney. But not of the games that we're going to be playing. Just overall, the most recent Ace Attorney trial to have been released. What's Ace Attorney 7? It does not exist. Are you going dragon? You want a dragon? We a big old dragon? Dragon. Love a good dragon, don't we? Continue on. September 23rd, 8:50 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. She's 60 feet tall. So the one thing we found out yesterday is that Soren was there at the crime scene. I only hope I can get some testimony from him that'll get to the heart of the matter. Mr. Wright? Good morning, Ellen. Look, I'm afraid you might not like the results of today's trial. Nevertheless, don't tell me you're still thinking of going that route. Soren is innocent. He can't be found guilty. Take me instead. Ellen, please, try and get a hold of yourself. I believe in Soren with all my heart, so how dare you doubt him? Regardless of which one of them is found guilty today, it's going to be devastating for Ellen, isn't it? I'll just have to do everything we can. That's the best we can do, you know. The trial's about to begin, Mr. Wright. Alright, let's go, Maya. Yeah. September 23rd, 9 a.m. District Court, Lobby number 4? Courtroom number 4? Number 6? Right, has courtroom number 4 been repaired yet, or is that still under renovations? Has that been repaired? Same color as your baked beans? Your baked beans are, you're having red beans? Red and white beans? I'm not a big bean person. Don't really like beans. All rise. Court is back in session for the trial of Ellen Wyatt. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Let's see now, where were we? In yesterday's session, we found out about the Sprocket family's conspiracy to cover up the murder of Dumas Grimsbury with a second reception. Taking advantage of our collective shock, the defense, as usual, made a nonsensical claim. Namely, that there was a third person present who struck the victim. Not nonsense! Hey, don't try to make it sound like I made it all up. The defendant herself made a statement about the existence of a third person, and further investigation has only proven her statement to be true.
Then I presume the defense intends to focus on proving the identity of this third person. Is that all right with you, Mr. Edgeworth?
Indeed, Your Honor. In fact, I predict that the defense will most likely attempt to name Mr. Soren Sprocket as the true culprit.
How did you...
The driver during the accident that killed Mr. Sprocket's sister was the victim. Therefore, Mr. Sprocket had a motive to murder Mr. Groomsbury. That's what you plan to assert, is it not, Mr. Wright?
Am I that transparent?
You're transparent? Oh my goodness, I didn't know! Trucy, I didn't know you had a transparent. That's wonderful. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Did you really think the police wouldn't uncover this information?
Congrats on getting it in one. Congrats on getting it in one, Mr. Edgeworth.
But... You're wrong. Soren didn't do it. He's innocent.
Miss Wyatt, please.
He's innocent, I tell you. What is this, Mr. Wright?
I thought your claim about the existence of a third person came from the defendant.
It did. It's just a minor hiccup.
Did you not discuss your strategy for today with the defendant, Mr. Wright? Starting off on the wrong foot again is seriously cutting into my lifespan.
It would appear that the defense is in disarray.
Therefore, the best way to clear things up is to ask Mr. Sprocket himself what happened. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call Soren Sprocket to the stand.
What?
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Mr. Sprocket to the witness stand.
Soren, is this going to be a good conversation? Is everything going to be okay? Please don't collapse again. Hello, sir.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Give him a moment, give him a moment. Please tell me this is going to hit Phoenix again, and he has to read it.
Oh! There's something written on this paper airplane. Let's see. Soren Sprocket, Managing Director of Sprocket Aviation.
That's really funny.
Mrs. Sprocket, please give your answers in words, not paper airplanes.
How about pencil airplanes? Now then, Mrs. Sprocket, please tell that doubting lawyer there what really happened at the time of the crime. Well, Mrs. Sprocket, you're the one who told him not to use the...
Mrs. Sprocket!
Alright. You want me to talk about what happened when the crime occurred. In other words, after the first wedding reception. When Ellen and I were in the reception hall, right? Not even the power of the court can stop him from marching to the beat of his own drum. Gotta love it. I was stabbed by Dumas in the reception hall, and I collapsed to the floor. The next thing I saw was Ellen and Dumas on the Vista deck. I knew Ellen was in danger, so I headed to the Vista deck. But when I got there, Dumas was already... I don't want to believe it, but it must have been Ellen. Nothing else makes sense.
Oh, wait just a minute here. You actually think it was Wyatt killed the victim?
That's right. Dumas was killed by Ellen. Okay. What are the odds that that motherfucker Pierce altered the book?
This is unbelievable. How can you suspect your bride, the woman you love? Objection!
Well, the truth can be cruel. Oh, Miss Wyatt, you must be very upset. Is there anything you wish to say?
Oh no! Oh no, her eyes! Oh no! Her face! Don't do this to me!
The light has left her eyes. She looks like... God, she looks so dead already. No, I can't believe this. Soren, I thought that at least you would believe in me. The best way now to show your love for your groom is to admit guilt and try to atone. Soren?
Mr. Edgeworth, I haven't even cross-examined the witness yet. And quit picking on the clearly distraught.
Yeah! How's that cool, Mr. Edgeworth?
A court is where we seek the truth. and the truth is unyielding even to the truly pitiful. Mr. Edgeworth, I find it distasteful to make a lady cry.
Two, Your Honor. So what are you going to do, Nick? If the third person Ellen saw on the Vista deck was Soren, then we have to prove Soren was there at the time of the murder. I don't see any obvious inconsistencies in his testimony, but we have to push forward. In other words, push. Give me your words, sir. Push. I was stabbed by Dumas in the reception hall, and I collapsed to the floor. Please tell me everything you can about when you got stabbed. After the reception, Ellen and I were enjoying a moment alone in the reception hall. Then Dumas appeared and stabbed me. He grabbed Ellen and the timekeeper and left the reception hall. Wait, why did he take the timekeeper with him? Did Mr. Gloomsbury say anything at that time? I don't remember. After I was stabbed, I was immobilized by the pain. I see. The next thing I saw was Ellen and Dumas on the Vista deck.
Hold it!
The Vista deck, huh? But it was nighttime then. Could you really see them in the darkness? The moon was out, so I could see them clearly. From the looks of it, Dumas was trying to push Ellen and the timekeeper off the side. We need to open that timekeeper. We need to open the timekeeper. There's something hidden in there. There's something important inside. So you saw the defendant about to be thrown off the airship, you say? That's right. In such a desperate situation, it would only be natural for her to fight for her life. And the murder weapon was right there within her grasp. Ugh, this isn't going well at all. I gotta do something fast. I knew Ellen was in danger, so I headed for the Vista deck.
Hold it!
I understand that your bride was in danger, but were you really able to move with the stab wound to the gut? I was desperately trying to push the pain out of my mind. I see. So adrenaline kicked in and gave you strength, is that right? I don't see much of anything in this statement I can refute. That's right. I almost passed out several times as I made my way to the Vista deck. But when I got there, Dumas was already...
Hold it!
Are you absolutely sure, Mr. Sprocket, that by the time you got to the Vista deck, the murder had already been committed? Yes. But the Vista deck is just on the other side of the glass windows in the reception hall. Shouldn't you have been able to get there right away?
Objection.
Or at least seen them? Mr. Wright, have you investigated nothing? The only way to the Vista deck is go to the hold and take the lift. That's incredibly lame and stupid. No matter how much one hurries, it would take at least 10 minutes. Question, why would you build it like this? Are you just fucking stupid? Why is there not a door? Hello? Why no door? That's so, what's the word? Inefficient? Stupid? Asinine? Unnecessary? Complicated? Lame? I gotta have a fucking door. Ugh, that's unhelpful. I mean, yes, that too. But Soren had to have gotten there before the murder, or my claim won't stand. Do you have ideas for me, Maya? It's definitely easier to prove that someone did go to the hold than not. Okay, posture and hydrate. Hi, Maya. I think. Wait. Hold on. It's easier to prove that someone did go to the hold than not. Hold on. Dumas Gloomsbury, Pierce Nickety, Ellen Wyatt. Where the hell is this? These were the. Oh. And we already know that. Damn it, I don't think this goes back far enough. Because. Oh, right, I forgot to do my. Ooh. Anyways, we already know that the Ellen Wyatt used was actually Larry. There's Pierce Nickety before that. But Dumas Gloomsbury... How? Why? What? I mean, you can't leave anything if you don't go someplace, right? Can't leave anything. Wait a minute, I think Maya's onto something here. The lack of a certain something actually proves that Soren didn't go to the hold. What's the matter? Are you stumped already? No, I'm far from stumped, Mr. Edgeworth. I know for a fact that Mr. Sprocket didn't go to the hold. You and your paper-thin bluffs. Mrs. Sprocket's blood stain on the lift proves he went through the hold. So what possible proof could you have that he did not, in fact, go through there? You want proof? You got it. It showed an image of Digimon from I mean, that's on brand. You can do this, Phoenix. There's gotta be proof that Soren didn't go through the hold.
Well, Mr. Wright.
This proves that Mr. Sprocket didn't go through the hold. This hold entry record. As anyone can see from the hold entry record, there's absolutely no mention of Soren Sprocket entering the hold. The defense asserts that Mr. Sprocket used a different route to get to the Vista deck. Hell yeah. A thing that I will never get in any fighting game ever.
You can assert all you want, Mr. Wright, but can you actually prove another route exists?
Can I prove the existence of another route to the Vista deck, you ask? Hold. I'm thinking. Wait. I mean, technically yes. Technically, yes. If you go out the emergency exit and climb on the side of the blimp, then yes. Don't ask me how that makes sense. Just... That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, it was super windy. Can I prove it? Not yet. I don't think I can prove it yet. Well, now that I really think about it, I guess it's going to be hard to prove. I can't back down now. The trial will be over if I do. There's only one thing I can do at a time like this. Bluff like a motherfucker. I can prove it. Even if it's just a bluff, I have to present something. Anything that could prove the existence of a faster route to the Vista deck.
Very well then, Mr. Wright.
Okay, now hold on 1 second. Let me look at something. Cause that's, yeah, the emergency exit. If you went somehow around the outside. After the ceremony out on the Vista deck, Sprocket Aviation's majestic Pegamoo mascots will light up the happy couple from both sides of the sweetheart table. It sounds like there should be a way to go straight from one to the other. What else we got? But also, like, she was attacked and taken there, but... No, that's not helpful. Cabin is down below. Round the outside. Yes, exactly.
Well then, Mr. Wright. Tell us how Mrs. Sprocket got to the Vista deck.
Mr. Sprocket made for the Vista deck through here. Right here. To save his bride from danger, Mr. Sprocket opened the escape hatch and made his way along the outside wall to the Vista deck. Isn't that right, Mr. Sprocket? I mean, I'm pretty sure the blimp can't be upside down, otherwise it's gonna crash. Also if they were upside down, it'd be pretty obvious. But no, the pterodactyl thing, it was flying through the wind. It wasn't seen on the ground. There's a lot of wind that night.
What would certainly be a much faster route to the Vista deck.
I'm disappointed, Mr. Wright. Is that really the best you can muster? Is that really the
That escape hatch is not meant to be used to get from the reception hall to the Vista deck. One slip, and that's all it would take for Mr. Sprocket to plunge to his death. I have to agree. The inventor's claim is really stretching it.
I understand how it sounds, Your Honor. But at this point, it's too early to definitively say that he didn't go that way.
So that's what you're going with then, I take it.
Of course, Your Honor.
Oh, this is real life, Mr. Wright, not some cinematic drivel or comic book.
Is this when he spikes the camera?
This isn't a video game, Mr. Wright.
Spikes the camera.
Do you have some sort of logical explanation to share that would convince us of your claim?
I do. Are you sure, Nick? Kind of. Actually, I have nothing. So I'll just have to wing it somehow. Bluffmaster General, that's what he is.
On what do you base your theory that Mr. Sprocket made his way along the outside?
My theory that he was able to get along the outside wall despite the danger is based on the power of love. To save the bride he loves, the groom risked his life and rushed to her side. Mr. Sprocket was able to make it to the Vista deck despite that danger. Because of the power of love!
The power of love? That love is a source of strength that can help one overcome any obstacle. I think I can relate, thanks to my own long, happy marriage.
Wow, he actually seems to be buying it. The power of love, you say?
That kind of illogical argument is hardly viable in a court of law.
Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Edgeworth. You should never underestimate the power of love.
I mean, yeah, that's true. And this is technically Japanese media.
You'll understand one day when you get married, which I won't.
The only person I'm in love with is that man right over there, and we can't get married legally in this country. Currently. Give it a few more years, maybe.
Exactly what is so wrong with wishing to remain unwed?
Wait, hold on, let me retry that.
Exactly what is so wrong with wishing to remain unwed?
I'm gonna set him off, Your Honor.
Never mind all this unscientific nonsense. Are you aware, Mr. Wright, that at the time of the crime,
there was a huge propeller turning at full speed between the hatch and the Vista deck? Even if a person were to go outside through the hatch. Oh, that was brutal. They'd be blown away in an instant. Question? I have a question. Was the blimp actually moving at the time, or was it parked on the ground?
What does your power of love get you now, Mr. Wright? A huge spinning propeller, you say? In that case, I have to admit it does seem impossible.
I should have known. Nick, you can't make that kind of face in front of your client. The worst of times when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles, right? Right. I feel like I just saw Mia looking out at me through Maya's eyes, and she didn't even transform. There's also that, Soren would know how to turn. Here's the thing, even if they weren't parked, Soren would also have the authority to be like, hey, shut down the blimp for like 5 minutes. What's wrong, Nick? Why are you gaping at me like a giant sunfish? Thank you, Maya. You just helped me remember something really important. There it is. There's that fearless smile I was looking for. Now give us a mind-blowing theory just like you always do. I have to turn my thinking around. Instead of wondering how Soren could have moved past that huge propeller, I have to think about what would have made it possible for him to do so.
Your Honor, Mr. Wright only makes that ridiculous face when his back is pressed against a wall.
Therefore, please do hurry and give your ruling before— Hold it! Ah, there it is. I was hoping to get the ruling before that, but you never are quite fast enough, Your Honor.
Yes, well, you know, sometimes this is how I get my drama. I don't watch TV. This is where I get all my courtroom drama right here.
Mr. Edgeworth, it's still far too early to discount my theory.
What are you talking about? The airship's large spinning propellers have already shredded it to pieces.
But if we think a little more outside the box, I'm sure we can find a way he could have made it.
Stop trying to stall, Mr. Wright, and show us how it could have been even remotely possible, if at all. I must agree with Mr. Edgeworth.
He gets that courtroom drama straight from the tap.
Very well, Your Honor. There must have been a way. Some way that Soren could have moved along the wall in spite of the propeller.
Now then, Mr. Wright, what specifically would have made it possible? This is how it would have been possible for Mr. Sprocket to get to the Vista deck.
The airship wasn't flying at the time.
What allowed Mr. Sprocket to go along the outside wall in spite of the propellers is the location of the flying chapel at the time of the crime. The location of the flying chapel? Wasn't it flying high in the sky?
No, Your Honor. I'm afraid it wasn't.
What? And then where was it?
At the time of the murder, the airship wasn't flying through the sky, but more to the ground.
What?
And if the airship wasn't flying, then that means the propellers weren't turning. Hi, Soren. You're getting a little bit nervous and sweaty, my boy. Oh no, don't waste all that pencil lead. What are you doing? Look what he's doing. He's wasting so much mechanical pencil lead. It hurts my soul. I remember having mechanical pencils. I actually probably still have some around this house, this apartment somewhere. Yeah, I just don't see them all that much anymore. It's mainly because I mainly see pens. Anyways, in which case, the beans and the beans, you double bean it? Oh, that doesn't sound good. Mr. Sprocket could have gotten to the Vista deck along the outside wall. Isn't that right, Mr. Sprocket? Oh, he hurt himself, Soren. Buddy, I know you didn't do it. It's okay. I don't remember. Oh, he stabbed himself with his pencil. That's gonna leave a mark.
Objection!
Even if the propellers weren't turning, it would have been far too risky to go that way. Hi, Monica. But Mr. Edgeworth, you're forgetting about the power of love.
Yes, the amazing power of love.
Not this again.
Very well. For the sake of argument, let's assume the so-called power of love made it possible for Mr. Sprocket to move along the outside wall of the airship. Can you prove that the airship was tied to the ground as you claim, Mr. Wright?
Yes. Because of this? At the time, it wouldn't have flown up that high? Bye, Maya. Hope work's going well. Thank you for coming. Thank you for the lurk. The lurkin'. Well, I don't have any evidence that proves where the airship was at the time.
You can prove it, can't you?
Maya, can you think of something you can use to prove it? Can't say I can. Oh, wait. Didn't somebody see something outside a window at the time of the crime? I think I remember someone saying as much. Do I have a piece of evidence that shows what was outside of the airship?
Well, what are you waiting for?
This piece of evidence shows what was outside the airship at the time of the crime.
Take that!
This piece of evidence shows what was outside at the time of the murder.
What kind of lousy drawing is that?
It's a drawing made by Larry Butts.
And what can you prove with that poor attempt at artistry?
Larry made this drawing before he switched the lanterns, so it must have been right around when the murder was being committed. Now, if I could direct the court's attention here.
Is that a pterodactyl? Does that mean that the airship actually went back in time to the Cretaceous period?
Objection!
We've already proven that time travel is nothing more than a gimmick, did we not? We did, and I have no intention of bringing up that argument again. But this drawing shows an important piece of information. It shows that the airship was actually moored on the ground.
And what makes you so sure?
That's easy. All I have to do is consider who made this drawing. Fucking moron.
Larry.
That's right. It was Mr. Butt, and we both know what he's like. He must have seen something else and mistaken it for a pterodactyl.
I can't argue with you there.
Hey! Wait just one doggone second here. What kind of moron did you guys take me for? I saw with my own eyes. A pterodactyl flew right by the window, I tell ya. I have the sharp eyes of an artist. Don't you believe me?
No.
Nick! Nope. Some friends you guys are. What about the judge? You believe me, right, Your Honor?
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid you need to leave this courtroom. Bailiff, if you would. Come on, buddy. Let's go.
Why doesn't anybody believe me?
Don't take it personally, Larry. I know you're just being, well, you. Now then, so you're saying that what Mr. Butch really saw bears some relation to what was outside the airship at the time of the murder?
Yes, Your Honor.
At least, I think it does.
What this pterodactyl really is will prove the airship was more anchored at the mooring dock. And it better anyway. If it doesn't, my whole argument is a bust.
But if you're that confident about it, then please, go ahead and tell us what it really was.
Yes, Your Honor. Think, Phoenix. What could that pterodactyl have actually been? What could it have been? Oh god, I have no idea. Oh no. Please take a good look at this sign.
At the sign?
The sign.
The sign. It appears to have been broken, this sign, and then repaired, this sign.
The sign, the sign, the sign, the sign.
But what does this sign have to do with the pterodactyl?
Please focus on this part of the sign.
The sign?
The sign! I don't know what I'm doing. I've completely lost track of whatever the hell I'm saying.
The part that broke off and got reattached. What about it?
How about if we turn it like this?
The pterodactyl! The pterodactyl! The pterodactyl!
What Mr. Butts actually saw was this chunk that was being blown through the air by wind.
What?
No one asked me what the hell just happened in the last 60 seconds. I will not be able to give you an answer. On the day of the murder, there was some heavy wind in the area of the mooring dock. It's hard to imagine that the sign would make it up as high as an airship would fly. That means the flying chapel must have been anchored at the mooring dock that night. Isn't that right, Mr. Sprocket?
Objection!
What just happened in the last minute? I lost my mind for a second. To put it simply, I lost my mind. That's more than enough of this power of love nonsense, you pop culture junkie. Present all the proof you want, but your argument is based far too much in conjecture. Why not return to reality now? What do you mean, too much conjecture? Even if the airship wasn't flying, that alone doesn't prove the witness went along the wall.
True, even now it's no more than a possibility.
How do you propose Mr. Sprocket got to the Vista deck, Mr. Edgeworth? I noticed something as I went over the evidence. Please take a look at this hold and true record. What about it? I don't see Mr. Sprocket left something on here anywhere. Don't you remember? In yesterday's session, we had a very similar kind of argument. Did we? Honestly, Mr. Wright, are you going senile already? We talked about Larry Butts using the defendant's key card to enter the hold. Oh, we did talk about that, didn't we? In other words, even if a person's name isn't on the entry record, it's still possible for that person to have entered by using someone else's card. Ugh. Mr. Sprocket, you entered the hold with Mr. Nickety, didn't you? Don't commit perjury. Don't do it. I did. Or maybe... What? Why did you tell us that in the first place? Pierce is indispensable. I didn't want to mention him unnecessarily, and risk having him wrongly accused. He's the murderer. He did it. This wouldn't be a wrong accusation. This is a very correct accusation that I'm making here. I'm J'accuse. You. I don't need to play Clue. I don't need to... It was you with the timekeeper on the Vista deck. There. Game of Clue over. I haven't played Clue in so long. I kind of want to. What was I doing? I couldn't do without him.
Mr. Sprocket, I ask that you testify in greater detail about your movements that night.
The truth. The truth is, I went to the Vista deck with Pierce. That's why my name doesn't appear on the hold entry record. I was badly injured from being stabbed, but I was frantic. By the time I reached the scene, it was all over. You helped with the musical of it in high school. Interesting. Oh, this doesn't help me one bit. Mrs. Sprocket, you've concealed information from us time and time again.
Who do you think you are, treating this court of law with such a reverence?
That being said, I do appreciate the testimony you gave just now. Thanks to you, we now know why your name doesn't appear on the entry record.
Now, there are no more inconsistencies in the witness's testimony.
That's Mr. Edgeworth for you. He never leaves a loose end dangling. You okay, Nick?
I wouldn't exactly call this situation okay. So I'll have to coax the information we need for an opening out of him. If I even can, that is.
Question is, where are we going to find it? What's the important piece of info that we need here? The truth is, I went to the Vista deck with Pierce. That's why my name does not appear on the hold entry record. I was badly injured from being stabbed, but I was frantic. By the time we reached the scene, it was all over.
Hold it!
In fact, I still know that's not true, but okay.
You didn't mention this because you didn't want Mr. Nickety to fall under suspicion? Is that because he has something to hide? I just didn't want the police to take up his time with all their questions, that's all. Neither the company nor the household would function smoothly without him.
I see. That seems like a really terrible waste of it. That seems like bad efficiency on you guys' part. If one person being called up for even 5 minutes will ruin everything. Oh, I'm sorry. It'll only ruin millions of dollars that you maybe won't make in those 5 seconds. Blah. Oh, it sounds like Pierce is absolutely indispensable to the Sprockets. I can't wait to put him in jail. Because once we do that, then the Sprockets will have to get fucked. Except for Soren and Ellen. They can live happy. I'm okay with that. Everyone else can get fucked. Anyway, getting back to your statement. When did you meet up with Mr. Nickety?
We met up on my way to the Vista deck. I think Pierce and some of my relatives were on another floor. But Pierce heard the commotion and came running to my aid.
You could hear the pandemonium all the way from another floor?
Mr. Wright, would you like the current statement added to the witness testimony?
Yes? Because the only other floor is way far away? Have it added? Because that doesn't make sense?
Yes, please, Your Honor. Very well.
Your least favorite case? I'm enjoying it. Here's the thing. I'm mostly having fun in ways that I always have fun. Being a sassy bastard. To everyone and everything. He is a very good boy. He's a good boy, but he's a little confused right now, I think, because I think Pierce fucked up with his notebook, in which case I want to kill Pierce, but still. Here's for the commercial.
Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark.
Scream. Okay. And Pierce heard the commotion and he came running. That doesn't sound possible. Because there's only 2 floors in this bitch. And, you know, there's a bit of a distance. He's a flying baby shark. With a gay bull on his shoulder. Look at that gay bull. Anyways, what else do we have? Photo of the reception, Larry's drawing, photo of the hold, autopsy report, hold entry, candelabra. I feel like it has to be this, right? Let's, just in case. Did Mr. Nickety come alone?
I believe some of the subordinates were with him, but I don't remember exactly how many.
You may say there were others, but seeing how they pulled that second reception off, I can't completely trust anything he has to say either. I see. So you, Mr. Nickety, and a few others headed to the Vista deck, is that right?
That's right.
Something about that doesn't sound right. Larry is the worst here. I like Ellen. I think Ellen's good. I like her. She's a distraught bride.
Hold it!
I think the way that she acts is perfectly alright. Your name doesn't appear on the hold because you entered with Mr. Nickety using his key card?
That's right.
So I guess the hold entry record doesn't matter as much as we thought. Now that Soren's saying he was with Pierce and a few others. Pretty tough to refute that statement.
What's the matter, Mr. Wright? You can't got your tongue? Don't you finally realize there's no point in continuing this trial any longer?
Of course not! I want that smug look off of your face.
that smug, I'll wipe that smug look off your beautiful, handsome, chiseled face. Goddamn fucking pretty bastard. Mr. Sprocket, please continue with your testimony. Was badly injured from being stabbed, but was frantic.
Holding.
Oh, reveal a smaller, smugger look. That's really funny. Speaking of your injury, how are you doing now? The knife wound is deep and continues to... Knife wound, you say? Hold on. 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 Oh, this is what we needed. This is what we needed. A knife wound, you say? A knife wound, you say? Ha ha! A knife wound, you say? A knife wound, he says. The knife wound is deep and continues to throb with pain. Fortunately, my internal organs were spared. One wrong move would have spelled the infamy there. Even so, I've seen you up and about all over the place since the incident. I'm only following my doctor's orders to perform some daily light exercises. Mr. Wright, would you like Mr. Sprocket's statement about his condition added to this testimony? Not that it appears especially relevant to me. Yes, yes, add it, you bitch. Yes, I'm always very excited about the knife wound. I'd like to have it added to his testimony. I see. Very well. Tell me, say the word. The knife wound, 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 the knife wound. Oh, it's a knife wound, a knife wound, a knife wound, it's a knife wound. No, it's not. Fuck you. Soren, I love you.
Objection!
You're wrong. Mr. Sprocket, you just said your injury is a knife wound, didn't you? Let me guess. Your book says knife wound. Says, oh, he stabbed me with a knife. That's because fucking Pierce is a goddamn fucking bastard. But the weapon you were stabbed with was this candelabra. A fact I know you're quite aware of. Very well. And this is what I heard directly from Master Soren himself. As you surmise, Master Soren was stabbed by Gloomsbury on the day of the murder. Happened after the first wedding reception. The happy couple was in the reception hall, and suddenly Gloomsbury appeared. He attacked Miss Ellen and tried to take her away. Master Soren went to stop him and found himself in a struggle with Gloomsbury. As when Master Soren was stabbed with the candelabra, he said, "Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha 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 ha!"
Objection!
It must have been a simple memory slip that made him misspeak. It happens to everyone. It has nothing to do with the case. This is important, Edgeworth. You must be pretty desperate to point out something so minute. Every detail matters in a court of law, bitch. I have to agree, Mr. Wright. You hardly need to make such a big deal over such a small mistake. And I contend that it's an important inconsistency. Besides, I couldn't find anything else. That's the only thing I have to go after. And I say it's not important. Now let's not waste any more time on this matter, because clearly I am correct and you are wrong. I agree. Everybody has a little memory lapse every now and then. But, Your Honor, please let me explain. But can you really explain to this court what makes this slip so important? Yes, I can, Your Honor. After all, it was Soren himself who told Pierce that he had been stabbed by candelabra. This is more than a simple memory slip. There has to be some kind of reason for it. Well, Mr. Wright, please explain why the witness's slip of the tongue is so important. The point of focus on here is why the witness would mistake the weapon used to stab him. And carefully, Phoenix, this could very well change the course of the trial. I see. So why did the witness make that mistake, Mr. Wright? Mr. Sprocket identified the wrong weapon used against him because he doesn't remember the incident, let alone the weapon used against him. Not only that, but I believe Mr. Sprocket has some sort of memory disorder. Therefore, the defense contends that Mr. Sprocket's testimony thus far is invalid. Just because you can't find a flaw in his testimony, you want to throw it all out. Your basis claim is nothing but pure slander of the witness's character. I am not slandering his character, I am slandering his mental state. Mr. Edgeworth is correct, Mr. Wright. Can you explain your grounds for making this claim? Of course, Your Honor. Think of what Soren said, how he's behaved. That's where I'll find a clue. Very well. Let's hear your argument, then. My grounds for claiming that Mr. Sprocket has a memory disorder is his notebook. The notebook he always has with him. I saw daily events and information about the people around him and recorded in it. Like a diary, perhaps? No, Your Honor. It's much too detailed to be an ordinary diary. It's more on the order of a database, actually. A database, you say? That's right. For some reason, Mr. Sprocket is apparently unable to retain memories. That's why he writes every little detail of his life down in his notebook. How could you possibly know that for sure? He might just be an extremely compulsive person. I thought so too myself, at first. To be honest, we accidentally got a stain on that notebook yesterday. You mean you got a stain on it? You? Hey! You're the one who tried to grab it out of my...
Objection!
Unimportant. Never mind whose fault it was, just get to the point already. Right. Sorry. Mr. Sprocket. The page Miss Faye got a stain on yesterday. That's the page with the details of your stabbing on it, isn't it? No, I only write in this notebook because I'm very compulsive. Now drop the subject already. Sorry, but I'm not convinced. I noticed an odd fact about your notebook, Mr. Sprocket. On the earlier pages, wait, was that the... Oh, damn, we don't have it anymore, so I can't see. I thought it was the original incident. On the earlier pages, you used it to write down invention ideas, but after a certain date, you started writing down a lot more, and in much more detail. I believe your memory disorder stems from what happened on that date. Something so monumental it caused a memory disorder, Mr. Wright. Yes, it's called a very bad brain damage with a concussion and multiple other things as part of a car crash. You don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, but I do know what I'm talking about. And this is the proof. This is the thing that caused Mr. Sprocket's memory disorder.
Take that!
You were involved in this car accident too, weren't you, Mr. Sprocket? And the shock of losing your beloved older sister, traumatic brain injury, yes, thank you, Fluffy, is what caused you to develop your memory disorder. Is this true, Mr. Sprocket? Well, is it? Is it? Mr. Sprocket! Mr. Sprocket! It's true. That accident did something to my mind. What? Ever since that day, every time I go to sleep, I lose my memories. Oh, okay. He loses them. Okay. And when I wake up, the most recent thing I can remember is the day I lost my Oh my god! Excuse me? Excuse me? How fucked up is that? Kid, Soren. Therapy. Dear God, you need therapy. I would need so much therapy after that. Yes, correct. But if every day I woke up and yesterday was the day someone so close and important to me died, I would be a fucking mess. Oh my God. I would need something. I don't know what I need. I mean, to be fair, you wouldn't remember that it's every day, but... Like, you wouldn't technically remember that you're remembering that every day, but... Even still, that's gotta fuck you up a little bit, right? And when I wake up, the most recent thing I can remember is the day I lost my sister. It's as if I'm constantly going back in time. What? That's truly tragic. An inconceivable time traveler who goes back in time whenever he goes to sleep. I feel like it's not so much going back in time as it is he keeps realizing he's going forward in time. He's like, oh shit, a whole year's passed since that day? Oh my God. And the next day, oh God, a whole year's passed since that day? 2 years have passed since that day? Oh my God. So on and so forth. Time travelers do it. Yeah, he is a time traveler. Fuck, he keeps going to the future without oof. Time travelers do exist. You wouldn't understand. Fuck, that hurts. So that's what Soren meant. He was talking about himself. The reactions of the people around me each time I awoke made me aware of my condition. Okay, I feel like you made a typo there that drastically changes what that sentence says. That's why I decided to write everything down in my notebook, so I could move forward. So the only memories you have since that day are the ones written in that notebook? That's right. And since the page about your stabbing got stained, you couldn't read from it, could you? Hey, that wasn't on purpose, but don't do that to your sister. There's just one more thing I'd like you to clarify for me, Mr. Sprocket. Exactly what are your feelings toward the victim?
Mr. Sprocket's feelings toward Moss Groomsbury?
That's right, Your Honor. The witness said that every time he wakes up from sleep, his mind goes back to the day his sister died.
Mr. Wright, you can't mean...
Mr. Sprocket! Mr. Sprocket, your pent-up feelings of anger and resentment towards Mr. Gloomsbury for the accident were renewed each and every time you woke, were they not? But you couldn't take it anymore, so you turned to murder. Isn't that right?
What? Mr. Wright, are you saying that the witness murdered Mr. Groomsbury for revenge?
Well, Mr. Sprocket? But even if he did, he wouldn't remember. Hi, Ellen. Would you like to have something to say? Miss Wyatt.
Boom. Headshot.
Your Honor, I did it. I killed Mr. Gloomsbury.
No! What?
God damn these people. God damn these people, and I'm gonna take a bullet for you. No, I'm gonna take a bullet for you. No, I'm taking a bullet for you, so on and so forth. Miss Wyatt, what are you trying to do? I guess she really meant it. My sword didn't do anything wrong. I'm the one who should be convicted.
Are we to understand that you're confessing your guilt?
No. Now, wait just a minute here. Ellen, why would you cover for me? After I testified that I thought you must have killed him. I'll admit, I couldn't believe my ears at first. But all I want is for you to be happy. Your happiness is my happiness, Soren. She looks so much more alive now. Possibly because she knows that he doesn't actually remember that day. Thank you for the honking. Where's that goose? I need to strangle that goose. I've never actually eaten goose. Does it taste good? When I get my taste book, should I try goose? I don't have money for goose. What am I talking about? I can't afford goose. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill it and eat it. But without my notebook, I'd even forget those feelings of yours by tomorrow. Knowing that, do you still feel this way? Well, he knows her because it's in the book that you've loved me all this time, the same way you did before the accident. Oh, they've been in love even. Okay, that's good. They've been in love since before all that. Cool. Good. That actually makes me feel a lot better about this. Oh my God, there's so many geese. I'm gonna kill them. What are some really big geese? Hold on. I bite. That's how I know that you're the same person I've always loved. No disorder can change that. Ellen. Your Honor, there are two things I'd like to correct.
Two corrections? What are they?
First of all, I want to withdraw one of my statements. Without memories to rely on, I took the police completely at their word.
You can't be serious.
So that means Soren never really doubted Ellen in the first place, did he, Nick? Ellen really does love Soren with all her heart, but in order to save her, I'll still have to go after Soren. Hope you can forgive me, Ellen.
And what is your other correction, Mr. Sprocket?
The truth is, I never felt anger or resentment towards Dumas about my sister. What? Why not? That's because the one who caused the car accident was me.
Dun dun dun!
He's gonna blame himself. What? He blames... I never noticed he was wearing a jetpack. To be fair, we've never seen his back.
Order! Order in the court! Please continue, Mr. Sprocket.
I'm the one who killed my sister. God, that makes it even worse that he remembers that every day. He wakes up and is like, oh God, I killed my sister yesterday.
Oh wait, a lot of time has passed? Weird. To protect my career and my future, my father made Dumas take the blame, in exchange for money and the position of lead servant. Soren was the one Wait! Oh no! Pierce doesn't know that, does he? Do you think Pierce knows that? Oh no! So you see, Dumas must have held a grudge against me, not the other way around. Considering I think it was only a year ago, and he would have been 23. He's 24 right now. We don't know how long ago this was. I assume that it was either earlier this year or the year before. Because Pierce has been working for them for a year, so I think it happened only a little over a year ago. He looks 14? No, he's 24. He's getting married. He was getting married. Why would you think he's 14? It's like he's just he's got a baby face going on. When I was his age, I looked 14. And he must have attacked Ellen to get his revenge on me. Are you sure about all this, Mr. Sprocket? Very sure. It's all been written down in detail in my notebook.
That notebook is important evidence of supplying background to this case.
I mean, a little bit. He actually does a little bit.
I must insist you submit it as evidence.
A database like notebook. Yay! Because the Ace Attorney games have never been that weird. They've never gone that direction. The lawyer said I had turned to murder, but that's just not true. However, it is true that my older sister and Dumas are both dead because of me and my negligence.
I just glanced through Mrs. Sprocket's notebook. I wasn't able to read the part about when he was stabbed due to the bloodstain. What's written here about his sister's car accident is exactly as he stated.
Your Honor, as long as it matches what's written in that notebook, can we still take the witness's testimony as valid in spite of his memory disorder?
Yes, I believe we can.
I understand now that the witness's memory is in disarray. But if what Mr. Sprocket himself wrote in this notebook is true, then that means by the time Mr. Sprocket's party reached the scene, the victim had already been killed. Can I read it? Damn it! I can't read it myself. Edgeworth's right. I'm still in the same bind as before. But should I really simply accept the contents of the notebook as a substitute for Soren's memory?
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think? Will you accept Mr. Sprocket's notebook as an official representation of his memories?
Will I accept it? Absolutely hell nah. I don't trust any. Wait a minute, Your Honor. The defense requests a chance to examine the notebook to see if it's trustworthy.
Very well, but be quick about it.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, how should we examine it? Well, we should look at it from all different angles to see if there's anything suspicious. You know, like different handwriting. And stuff like maybe something was erased. There's no point if I don't look at what's inside. I have to open it. With your permission, Soren. Here I go! Yikes! Oh, it's just the page Maya got all stained. I guess it's not going to be very helpful at the moment. I'll keep going. A page was torn out! This is the last page where there's writing. Something about this page doesn't sit right with me. I better take a closer look. Something doesn't sit right with you? What do you mean something doesn't sit right with you? Yes, there's a chunk missing. Hello? There's like only 70% of a page here. No, sorry, there's 78% of a page missing. It's only like 20% of the page, or 30. Page has been torn out, and it looks like there was something written on it. It looks like a page has been torn out here. Mrs. Brockett, do you know what was written on it? Oh, that. I often tear out a page when I write somebody a note. I probably wrote something down for somebody, tore it out, and gave it to them. Oh god. Fuck. The last time that happened. Yeah, the last time that happened, he kind of lost his badge. For like 8 years. Oh yeah.
That solves that then. Wait a minute. We can't ignore the possibility that something important was written on that page. But now that the page has been torn out, how can we determine what was written there? Clearly, Mr. Judge, you don't know the classic old school or pencil rubbing technique. Well, let's see. To find out what was written in the notebook, we should hold it up to the light, heat it with a lighter, use fingerprint powder. Actually, that might work. That might actually work. If we use fingerprint powder on the notebook, we might be able to see what was written.
Fingerprint powder? How would that help us find out what was written there?
It basically works the exact same way as the pencil rubbing. It actually just probably even more reliable. Well, if the writing left indentations on the blank page behind it, fingerprint powder can make those small indentations visible to the naked eye.
Oh, stop.
Fingerprint powder would only sully the notebook further.
Mr. Wright, if you use the powder and still don't find anything, then you must accept the notebook as a representation of the witness's memory.
Alright, Your Honor, I understand. If I don't find anything, it's all over anyway. Powder, don't fail me now! I'll now use this fingerprint powder on the blank page to find out if we can see what was written on the torn out page. First, I'll apply some fingerprint powder to the pages with A. If I've dusted on enough powder, I'll use blow to blow the excess powder away. Something should appear. I should switch to analyze mode. Point to what came up, then confirm my choice. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to move like this. Thank you. I really wish I could do more fingerprint powder at once than this. It makes such small indentations. It's so small. I'm 100% certain Pierce is the one who tore it out after we gave him the notebook. I struck and shit. Son of a bitch. Well, that's not great for us. That's a bit of a problem. But here, once again, I have proof that you didn't kill him and that someone else did. I promise you that. Well, shit. You ever sneeze while playing? That'd be incredibly funny. It says, I struck and killed Dumas. This is huge! I struck and killed Dumas. It just happened to you? What were you playing? That's what was written on the torn out page.
What?
It can't be. I don't believe it. There has to be some kind of mistake. Someone would never, could never. A clicker game? F. Miss Wyatt!
Bailiff, please get the defendant to the infirmary at once. Apparently, the defendant got too worked up. She's resting in the infirmary as we speak. Now then, please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. This notebook is all Mr. Sprocket has to remember things by. With this critical page torn out, not even Mr. Sprocket himself knew the truth of what he'd done. I'm the one who killed Dumas? So it wasn't Ellen. Oh, thank goodness. Mr. Sprocket, does this mean you were at the crime scene during the murder after all? I guess I must have been. But here's the thing. Because in my brain, right? Brain. What did my brain say? My brain stopped.
What if Pierce wrote it? What if Pierce had the notebook, wrote that down, ripped it out as a precaution? Do we really believe what's written in this notebook? Nobody touches this notebook but me. And when I sleep, it's under lock and key. I don't remember writing that I killed Dumas, but I guess I must have. That's the thing, I don't know. But because it's so much larger and bigger than everything else, it wouldn't look like his handwriting regardless. Exactly, that's the problem. He could have written it in a fit and been like, oh god, I did it, scribbled it out, and been like, no, 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 rip. Like, panic, freak out.
Well, now that we have a confession, I'm afraid I must render my verdict. Of all the... Yes, Your Honor. Please give your ruling now, while Ellen is asleep. I want the woman I love to be set free as soon as possible.
Soren really does love Ellen after all, doesn't he? Yeah. So this is how it ends. But is that how it really went down? Is there really no way for them both to be happy?
I know we should consider anything written in the notebook to be the truth, but still.
I myself wrote the crime in my notebook. No, for the proof is necessary. Soren himself wrote it in his notebook? Wait a minute!
Very well. I will now give my verdict.
Ellen is about to be found not guilty, and Soren will be convicted for the crime instead. And yet, am I really ready for the judge to give his ruling? Not even a little bit. Hold on, we're almost done. No, there's still one more avenue left to explore.
This court finds the defendant, Ellen Wyatt.
Hold it! Your Honor, there's still something that bothers me about that notebook.
Oh, is there?
What are you doing, Mr. Wright?
All you have to do is keep quiet, and your client's a free woman.
I know. I think there might be more to the case than meets the eye. I'm not quite sure yet, but I think there still might be a way. A way for Ellen and Soren to be happy.
What do you mean by more than meets the eye, Mr. Wright?
I believe the question here, Your Honor, should be, why was the incriminating page torn out in the first place?
Why, to destroy the evidence, I would imagine.
But removing it from the notebook is the same as removing it from Mr. Sprocket's memory, which means he wouldn't have been able to trick the police if he came under suspicion. No, if he wanted to cover up his crime, he would have to remember that he had done it.
Just what are you getting at with this line of inquiry, Mr. Wright?
The problem is, that's not how Ace Attorney works. That's not how Ace Attorney works. You know that. I know that. We all know that. Ace Attorney says, well, this person's guilty, so we're going to convict... I know that they often say something along the lines, if you're going to have another one, blah, blah, blah. This is easier.
Yes, please explain so that we can all understand.
Yes, Your Honor. Somebody else tore it. The incriminating page was torn out by somebody else.
What?
Possibly even written by somebody else. What? For just such this situation.
Order! Order! Are you claiming a third person interfered with a notebook?
It's not all that surprising if you consider what's happened up until now. After both the car accident and the murder of Dumas Bloomsbury, there was always a cover-up not far behind. But I had my notebook with me at all times. Did you? Because I remember you were in a panic yesterday because you couldn't find it.
That's true. So who orchestrated this particular cover-up, Mr. Wright?
When we think back over the course of the trial, it's pretty easy to guess. The one who may have tried to tamper with Soren's memories is Pierce Nickety. Because he's real persnickety about that stuff. The one who tampered with the notebook in order to manipulate Mr. Sprocket's memory is Pierce Nickety. Pierce tried to tamper with my memories. Pierce was manipulating me? Case in point, the two receptions that were held to cover up the murder. It was Mr. Nickety who directed the guests and orchestrated the entire scheme. No, it can't be. Which of my memories are mine and which have been rewritten? When did he start rewriting my memories? Who wrote this? And this? And this? And this, and this, and this, and this. Oh no, he's gonna blow a gasket. Oh, lift off? Bye, Soren. We'll see you in a little bit. I hope you enjoy your flight. He literally took off.
What?
There he goes, flying around the room. Alright, just come back down whenever you're ready. Look, Nick, he's coming back down. Oh, that was faster than I thought. Sir? My memories. Ellen. Oh, good. Now we have two fainters. Like husband, like wife? Is that how the saying goes? That's normal, right?
Bailiff, please get Mrs. Sprocket on to the infirmary on the double. Mrs. Sprocket has been taken to the infirmary. We don't have to worry about him running away, so let's just resume where we left off.
Your Honor, the defense would like to call Pierce Nickety to the stand.
We already know he carried out the cover-up to protect the company and Mrs. Sprocket. What more do you want from him?
This time is different. The notebook, or rather, Mr. Sprocket's memories, have been tampered with. That means the only person who knows the whole truth is now Mr. Nickety.
Don't tell me. Are you actually trying to drum up a third suspect in order to exonerate the defendant and her groom?
I'm not drumming up anything, nor do I have grounds to accuse him of anything. Yet. All I know is that Mr. Nickety is the only one who knows the truth. And I think he's still hiding something. Something we don't know about yet. Like the fact that he's, the fiance that was a surgeon turned butler. This motherfucker who has the pocket watch still.
No grounds yet, is it? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution consent to calling the witness to the stand?
How come I never get to consent to calling a witness? How come they can call whatever witnesses they want and I don't get to say in the yes or no?
It does, Your Honor. However, I would like a little time to talk with the witness before we do. Very well. We will break for a 20-minute recess. To be continued.
Save your current progress. Overwrite the save already in this slot. Let's go. Continue. September 23rd. District Court, Defendant's Lobby number 3. I'm gonna get some more water, or drink some more water. I have it right here.
Now we'll have to face Pierce on the stand. I'm not sure if I should be surprised or not. One thing's
So
for
we have
sure.
a groom who flies off the handle and a bride who flies with the handles.
He won't be an easy adversary. So, do you think Pierce did it? It's too early to say anything at this point, but also 100% yes, he definitely fucking did it. It's 100% him. Don't worry about it. I do think he's still hiding something. Nick! Why did you pin everything on Soren Loser back there? Looks like Larry still hasn't given up on Ellen. Okay. Larry, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna beat you upside the head. Actually, I'm gonna get Ellen's frying pan. Then I'm gonna beat you upside the head. And you're gonna forget everything that happened in the last few days. Capiche? We good? You good? Okay, we're good. Prosecutors are god secutors, and defense attorneys are the dick gumshoes. Yeah. We're just the butt of the joke. Always and forever. I say as if I'm an actual attorney and not just playing one in a video game. I may not be a real lawyer, but I do play one in a video game. On stream, not, like, officially. Sam Riegel could say that he plays a lawyer in a video game. This Pierce guy is the real bad guy. And Soren and my Ellie will happily ever after together. Isn't that a good thing? Larry, that's not the kind of thing a decent human being says. Shame on you, Larry. You think I don't know? I know I have to give up on my Ellie. But Nick, promise you'll make her happy. She deserves a happily ever after. I'm sure Soren will make her happy once all this is said and done.
Your trial's about to resume, Mr. Wright.
I have not watched the Ace Attorney anime or the live action movie. All I know is that the video game, the live action movie, and the anime all have the same part about not Christmas means before Christmas means it wasn't Christmas yet. They all have that one part that's always very funny. Alright, you ready, Maya? Yep, let's go. I'll be rooting for you, Nick. September 23rd. District Court, Art Room number 6. You're a couple doors down from the one place that blew up. Remember that? That was a fun time.
The court is now back in session. Witness, please take the stand.
Hello, Mr. Nickety.
Please state your name and occupation.
My name is Pierce Nickety. I am the Sprocket family butler. Let's get straight to the point, Mr. Nickety. Someone tore out a page from Mr. Sprocket's notebook to manipulate his memories. And that person was you, wasn't it? That is correct.
What about it?
He isn't. Well, that was easy. So why did you do it? Why did you tamper with Mr. Sprocket's notebook?
Please allow me to explain. It pains me to do this, but I will tell you the truth.
It pains you?
That is correct. For my testimony will go against Master Soren's wishes.
Soren's wishes? What is he talking about?
I rushed to the Vista deck, but the crime had already been committed. I saw Miss Ellen and Gloomsbury collapsed, and Master Soren writing in his notebook. Master Soren said to me, "All take the blame for the murder, so please take care of Ellen." When I went against his order, I tore the page out of his notebook and hid the body.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate everything about you. Wait a second. Well, Mr. Sprocket was writing in his notebook at the time. Could it be? It was meant to be a confession. An admission he killed Gloomsbury himself. Here's the thing. Fucking Nickety is still out here trying to fucking put all the blame on Ellen. God damn it, you bastard. You wrote that message to take the blame from Miss Wyatt?
Oh, that is correct. Master Soren did hit Gloomsbury with a timekeeper to save Miss Ellen.
And Mr. Sprocket was the culprit after all.
However, that blow did not kill Gloomsbury. That makes sense. Mr. Sprocket's injury wouldn't allow him to put much force into it. Enraged, Gloomsbury tried to attack Master Soren, who was already seriously wounded. But just in the nick of time, Miss Ellen hit Gloomsbury from behind, and finished him off, it would seem. So the one who inflicted the fatal blow was the defendant? Yes, that is correct. But Master Soren tried to take all of the blame onto himself.
No way! It's pretty bad, Nick. No kidding. Pretty bad is an understatement. Also, hold on. Let's see here. Master Soren hit Gloomsbury with the timekeeper. And then Miss Ellen hit Gloomsbury from behind, but he had one behind and one to the side.
Well, Mr. Wright, it seems your decision to call for Mr. Nickety has backfired.
He could be a lying piece of shit. Why are you automatically believing him? Insight check. Insight check. Alright, that's a pretty good insight check. Not gonna lie. Pretty good. I rolled a 16. What's my insight? Oh, I have a -2 to insight? Shit. Well, that's a problem. What did you get for deception? Oh, shit. Fuck me.
Fucking bot.
You're right. I think Firebot is out for me. I think Firebot knows what's happening. Oh my god. That you cannot make that up. You can't make that shit up. Fucking roll a 16 on insight and a nat fucking 20 on his deception. I hate this. God damn, that's fucking funny. I need to... Something I just thought about. Something I just thought about. I wonder if I should do something with the dice to make something on screen. Yeah, but maybe some other time. Maybe some other time. We'll think about it later. Hello, Mr. Thank you for honking at me and my terrible ability to incite people. I'm not good at knowing if people are lying. For the culprit behind this case remains the defendant, Ellen White. Could this get any worse? But Pierce was involved in the cover-up plot, and I bet he still has something to hide. Yes, okay, there's some important information that we still haven't had a chance to use yet. The blood on the goddamn wheel. The blood on the wheel. Somebody gripped it with a bloody hand. And the only person with the bloody hand was Dumas. I read that the crime had already been committed. I saw Miss Ellen and Bloomsbury collapse. Mr. Sornin. Excuse me, I have the hiccups again. Master Soren said to me, I'll take the blame for the murder, so please take care of Ellen. Yeah, you sure did a great job of that. So Mr. Sprocket wrote a note of confession in order to take the blame for Miss Wyatt? Yes. That notebook is the only form of memory Master Soren has. Do you understand what his action meant, I trust? What did it mean, Nick? To Soren, everything in that notebook is true. So Soren tried to take the blame. By altering his own memory to make himself think he did it. No. Master Soren truly loves Miss Ellen. It must have been love that made him do that. And yet you still... I went against his order. I told the pig. But also, like... to Oron. That did make me think that recently I've been thinking about not rewatching, but rereading the Ouran High School Host Club anime because it does get different after a certain point. I was like, Ouran High School Host Club was one of those anime that I kind of fucking grew up on when I first learned what anime was. Like, obviously I grew up on, like, Pokemon and, like, Sailor Moon, Digimon, a couple other Toonami things, you know, before you actually know what anime is. It's like, oh, and Yu-Gi-Oh, of course. And it's like, oh, look at these fun cartoons. Like, you don't know that it's anime because you just don't know that it's from Japan. Like, why would I know? I was 5. But anyways, when I started getting into anime, I was thinking about this the other day of like, some of the biggest anime I remember watching at the time. Fuck. I'm about to out myself real hard here. Some of the anime I remember watching was like Ouran High School Host Club. I loved Ouran. Looking back now, makes a lot of things make sense. A lot of things make sense when you think about, oh, I really enjoyed Ouran High School Host Club. No idea why. I don't know why. I don't know. Sure they can't be for any queer reason, no. Anyways, like Death Note, Hatalia. Yes, Hatalia. Yes, that was a thing that I watched. I'm trying to remember some others. Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark. Naruto sub. No, Love Live came later, and I never watched it. I just played the game. Love Live was a few years later. Those were the big 3 that I remember watching. I'm trying to remember what else there was back then. Jesus Christ. Fluffy. Thank you for all the bits. Are you trying to... You're trying to give me tonal whiplash and kill me. That's what's happening here. God, I'm trying to remember what other anime from the early 2000s I remember watching. I was like, oh, this is the thing, this is anime. The Goth Girlfriend? I don't remember the Goth Girlfriend. To be fair, I haven't read that thing in years. I was about to say Mare and Zatch Bell, but both of those were technically like Toonami-esque things. I don't know if they count. I'm trying to think of stuff that I actively looked up anime stuff. I don't remember. Anyways, that's enough reminiscing. I need to move on. Mr. Nickety, could you please tell this court about that in more detail? Okay. I'm trying to remember. Okay, well, I'm trying to ignore. I'm talking about not Toonami and not Kids WB anime. Because like, I did watch like the Mega Man series, and I remember a little bit of. Obviously, watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z. But I'm talking about very specifically things that I looked up, knowing that it was an anime, as in something that came from Japan. Not just, oh, this is a cartoon that comes on TV. I'm talking about something specific. Does that make any sense? Am I making any sense? Am I losing my mind? And so part 1 of 3 in the title, that was how I, okay. There came a certain point, in a lot of people's lives, I'm sure, when they're watching Naruto on Toonami, and eventually they learn, oh wait, there's more Naruto cartoon if I look it up on YouTube, but it's gonna be in Japanese. Wow! And it's in 3 parts on YouTube, and you have to go to each one. Ugh. God, those were the days. Those were the days. That's you say. Which part do you mean, Mr. Wright? Or could you be more specific? Oh, alright. What part do I want to know more about? Please tell me more about the hiding of the body. Very well. I think this is what we're going to use to prove something. After saying he would take the blame, Master Thorn passed out. That's when I hid the body. It was 10 minutes. It did have a maximum on it. That's why they had to do part 1 of 3. Oh my god, I forgot that it had a max. Screaming. Finishing the first part, and then he'll also, yeah. But, yeah, because this, I learned about anime, like anime, beyond just Toonami in 7th grade. Because my school, that was 7th through 12th grade, had an anime club. And boy, was that the beginning of the end for me. Boy, was that the beginning of the end for me. Pretty much all my friends were part of the anime club when I was at that school.
Have you ever had dreams that you want
It's been 84 years.
so much you could do
It has been
anything?
And never find that, yeah. I remember watching, here's the thing, it was also the era of, if you miss an episode, you never know what happened. And you're never gonna find out. Especially because this was before TV guides. Or, there were TV guides, but like, it was easy with like, oh, the TV's showing me the guide of what's coming up in the future. And like saying reminders and all this other stuff. Although I do remember as a kid, we would record on VHS episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because my older brother had football practice. And so we would miss them. Unless you buy the VHS, which we had several Pokemon VHS and several Dragon Ball Z VHS. We did have, not all of them, but some of them. And also like, the first 3 Pokemon movies. Okay, here's the thing about Soul Eater. I learned that in my anime club. I don't remember what year, but they very specifically had to edit the video. Because there's a lot of boobs in the first 3 episodes of Soul Eater. You know, there's a lot of boob. There's a lot of boob in that series as a whole, but especially the first 3 episodes. But in the first episode with Blair, like there's a transitional, moment that they forgot to edit, and so there was just full-on boobs in the middle of the classroom, in the middle of the club. They're not the only good ones. I also really enjoyed like the Darkrai one and the Deoxys one. I'm trying to remember what else I actually remember watching. Those were both good. Anyways, hold on. We keep getting distracted. Someone stop distracting me. I'm distracting myself. Help me. That's when I hid the body. I quickly took the lift down to the hold, where I hid Bloomsbury's still warm body in the spare Pegable lantern. So it was you who hid the body, not the defendant? To think Mr. Butts would move the lantern containing the body to the reception hall. Well, I did not see that coming. I don't blame you. Not even Larry can predict what Larry will do next. Maybe I should take another look at the lantern and evidence, because you just told me
some
something.
marbles. You can have them.
Oh, thank you. I'm missing all of them. Let's see here. This one has I can't make out. We also had some of the Pokemon marbles. We did have some of those. I might actually still own them, now that I think about it. I have 2... Okay, last tangent, I promise. I hope. I'm not making any promises. Tangent. I have 2 containers still, like right there. I can see them. They're clear containers full of a bunch of stuff from my childhood that I just kept with me when I left home. I know, and there's a lot of Pokemon stuff in there. I'm almost goddamn certain that there are 2 bags of Pokemon marbles in one of those boxes. I would just have to find them. Which, again, would probably take me like 5 minutes, but still. Anyways, maybe I should take another look at the lantern and evidence.
Mr. Wright, would you like the statement added to the witness's testimony?
Yes. Yes, I would. Thank you for the applause, because I'm figuring out I'm so genius. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of applause about to come, isn't it? Thank you for the double applause.
Very well. Please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Nickety.
How much time did we just waste talking about anime and nostalgia? I'm sorry to say he was still alive. Objection! Could it be? Is that what happened? Phoenix has figured it out. If what I'm thinking is true, then maybe I can prove neither Alan nor Soren did the deed. Mr. Nickety, you said the body was still warm when you hit it, correct? So then, what if Mr. Gooseberry was still alive when you went to put his body inside the lantern?
What? What?
That's preposterous. Or is it? Actually, this shows that the victim might have still been alive while inside the lantern.
I'm afraid you'll have to point out which part you're talking about, Mr. Wright.
This part here says that the victim might have still been alive inside the lantern. As you can see, the back end of the lantern is a door, and there's blood on the wheel handle.
That blood stain must have gotten there when the witness put the body inside the lantern.
It in no way shows that the victim drew his last breath while he was within the lantern. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. For you see, in putting this lantern back together, the police inadvertently placed the inside handle on the outside and vice versa. In other words, the wheel handles got swapped.
Oh my! So they got swapped? Swapped?
Yes, they got swapped. Okay, I just did this joke. Phoenix, I just did this joke.
What? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Not at all. If you compare the other male peggable lantern in the reception hall. It's quite obvious the wheel handles were attached backwards.
The detective in charge of the restoration will see me in my office later.
I'm so sorry,
I wonder
Emma.
what happens if I suck this.
God damn it, Fluffy. Do that to Kaden. Did that happen on her stream? Do that to her.
Detective in charge of the restoration.
Sorry, Emma. And good luck. I just said sorry. Okay. Either this game is reading me or I'm reading this game. I don't know which is worse.
In that case, what does this bloodstain on the wheel handle mean?
The bloodstain didn't get there by chance. When the victim was put inside the lantern, he was only unconscious, not dead. Yes. When he regained consciousness, he probably tried to get out of the lantern. So he grasped the inner wheel handle, and that's when the blood got on it. This proves that the victim was still alive when he was inside the lantern. At the time, I was completely convinced Bloomsbury was dead. But I checked more carefully, he might have survived. Unfortunate to be sure, but not significant enough to change this trial's outcome. What do you mean? Again, I disagree, Mr. Edward. What do you mean that wouldn't change the trial's outcome? That means he didn't get fucking murdered. It actually has a very significant impact on this case. The victim was struck by the defendant, then died from his injuries sometime later. There's nothing more to it. Except, that means that there is no murderous intent. There's no murderous intent. You can't charge her for murder at that point. And also that means all of them would be accomplices. All 3 of them go to jail. That's where you're wrong. Let's take another look at Mr. Bloomsbury's autopsy report, shall we? Please focus on the description of his injuries. It says 1 contusion was found on the back of the head and 1 on the side. Yes, the one Mrs. Sprocket gave him and the one Miss Wyatt delivered to finish him off. And again, that still would have been self-defense. A, no murderous intent. B, self-defense. No, the defense would like to submit a different interpretation.
A different interpretation?
A different interpretation.
We have to stop doing this, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny. The victim was knocked unconscious by the first blow, and was then put into the lantern.
And then what about the lethal blow by the defendant that the witness talked about?
Yes, well, that didn't happen. After some time, when the victim regained consciousness and tried to get out of the lantern, that's when he received the second blow that finished him off.
Taking into account the fact that the victim was alive for a period after the first hit, and that he did receive a second blow to the head, it does seem entirely possible.
Yes, as long as the first blow didn't kill the victim instantly, then there's a possibility that someone other than Mr. Sprocket or Miss Wyatt delivered the fatal blow.
That's all you've got. Even if there was a time lag between the two blows, the prosecution's position doesn't change.
What? What do you mean?
It's elementary, Mr. Wright. After the reception, when the defendant was cleaning up the reception hall, the victim, who was supposed to be dead, suddenly came out of the lantern. The defendant grabbed the murder weapon, which was right there, and finished him off.
Why? For what reason? Where's the motive?
That theory sounds awfully familiar. Of course it does, Your Honor, because it's exactly what I proposed at the very start.
And you're still wrong.
The second blow was inflicted by the defendant after all. I see! It seems a tangle of mysteries has unraveled into a single thread.
Objection!
But as long as there's a possibility that the fatal blow was delivered by a third person...
Found more marbles.
Thank you. I keep dropping them. They're all over the floor. They're all over the place. They've fallen into the cracks of the ground. Hi, Biscuit. Did you eat my marbles? No? Okay, good. We must continue the deliberations.
Give it up, Mr. Wright, unless you have something to prove the presence of your precious third person.
Okay, Nick, just relax. You can do this. This one. This one? That one. Does this prove it? Does this prove it?
How is Naughty Biscotti?
Oh, he's been sleeping in his bed all day. This entire stream. He's good. Come on now, take some deep breaths. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. There. Don't you feel better already? I have to reset up the kitty cam. And again, make sure that he doesn't chew on it. So maybe someday I'll set that back up. He's right. I should calm down, get my focus back, and go over everything again. And then hopefully I'll be able to find something to prove there was a third person. Let's see. First, why did Bloomsbury attack Ellen? Because he was tired of taking the blame for the accident? But something about that line of reasoning just doesn't feel quite right to me. No? How come? Well, if it's just a personal vendetta, he had already stabbed Soren. So why then was he so determined to go after Ellen? You're right. This whole thing feels too premeditated for a crime of passion. But Bloomsbury didn't seem to have a personal grudge against Ellen. If Bloomsbury didn't have a personal reason to attack Ellen, then...
You've taken long enough, Mr. Wright. Now it's time for some action. What proof do you have that a third person was involved?
Alright, I'll show you. I'm not completely sure of what I'm doing yet, but it looks like I'm out of time. I'm the king of bluffs, after all. This piece of evidence proves the involvement of a third person.
Take that!
I get it now. Now I see why this note bothered me so much when I first saw it. It looks like a note outlining the murder plot. That note was apparently written by the victim. But why would he feel the need to write instructions to himself like this? I've been wondering that this whole time! Your Honor, please take a look at this note.
This is the victim's murder plan, right?
It's definitely a murder plan, but what if Mr. Bloomsbury didn't write this note himself? Thank you for the head pats. That's a giant hand.
What?
I just did that. Oh my god. We're taking it all the way back to 8 months ago when I played Apollo Justice.
Oh, this is how you intend to conjure up your mysterious third party, Mr. Wright. Can you even prove that note wasn't written by the victim?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Very well, then. Please present your evidence, Mr. Wright.
You just finished that VOD? Nice. Oh, wait. It was written by a right-handed person, but Gloomsbury's left-handed. I forgot about that little note, that little detail. I'm a genius. I know we figured it out like a week or two ago. You were a good, yes, you were a very good Fluff. I saw that. Thank you. And yes, it also reminded me of the old DVDs. Which I think the only two DVDs we had like that were Scooby-Doo's Cyber Chase and the Powerpuff Girls. Powerpuff Girls movie was fun.
Very well, then. Please present your evidence, Mr. Wright.
This evidence proves the victim didn't write the note. Oh, that's right. When we first found this, it said left hand. I'm like, oh, that's a right-handed note. This is the weapon Mr. Gloomsbury used to stab Mr. Sprocket.
I was wondering what you'd pull out this time. Dare I ask what that could possibly have to do with the note?
Mr. Gloomsbury prints were found on this candelabra, and the prints were from his left hand.
So that makes the victim left-handed, correct?
Exactly, Your Honor. The police looked into it too, and confirmed as much. Now take a look at the smudged writing in this note. Notice how the smudging only starts from the middle of each preceding line? Had this been written by a lefty, the writing would be smudged from the far left end. This means that whoever wrote this note was definitely right-handed. In other words, somebody other than the victim wrote this note!
What? But if someone other than Mr. Gloomsbury wrote it, then what does this mean?
Mr. Gloomsbury followed this note to the letter when he attacked Miss Wyatt. So clearly, this note isn't a murder plan written by Mr. Gloomsbury, but rather, these are instructions to kill Miss Wyatt issued by somebody else!
If it wasn't the victim who wrote these so-called instructions, then who wrote it? Most of the people involved are right-handed, you know.
He is correct. And the majority of the family and their employees who are on the airship are indeed right-handed. That's not even a word, and I agree with you. I must say, that is a very rough and slipshod conjecture you proposed. But doesn't it... Hold on. I'm not conjecturing anyone specifically. Once again, you're the only other person in this goddamn trial. You're the only other person here, bitch. But also, once again, I'm trying to say that there was a third person who wanted to kill Miss Wyatt. Not that... I'm not saying who that was. I don't fucking know. That's part of the investigation, bitch.
Very rough.
I admit I haven't figured out who wrote it just yet. Leave it to Mr. Edgeworth to go for the jugular. This culprit who ordered Gloomsbury to attack Ellen. What could their motive have been? It doesn't seem very likely Ellen did anything to incur anybody's wrath, right? Right. Not too likely, anyway. In that case, it has to be about Soren. If somebody were to hold a grudge against Soren, what would it be about? An accident, I'd guess. I can understand if Bloomsbury felt resentful about having to take the blame. But the one who lost the most of that accident was Soren's sister. She lost her life, after all. Soren suffered too, of course. He was crushed by losing somebody so precious to him. Somebody precious, huh? Soren's sister. Oh wait, there's one more person! There's someone else who must have held a grudge against Soren! Did you figure something out? I think so. I think there's somebody else used Gloomsbury to try and get revenge against Soren.
Did you say somebody tried to get revenge against Mrs. Sprocket, Mr. Wright?
The person who manipulated and used Mr. Gloomsbury was... The person who used Mr. Gloomsbury to try to get revenge on Mr. Sprocket, and then finished Mr. Gloomsbury off to silence him, was a man dear to Mr. Sprocket's older sister, Selena Sprocket's fiancé. Not that I'm not positive, but it's certainly possible. His fiancé could have made Gloomsbury attack Ellen to get his revenge on Soren.
What? His fiancé? Her fiancé? Her fiancé? How's that? Is that enough takes for you? Or do you need me to do a few more? Order in the court, order, I say! Yes, it does seem quite believable that Miss Selena Sprocket's fiancé would bear a grudge against Mr. Sprocket for his role in the accident.
Exactly, Your Honor. Maybe her fiance was trying to murder Miss Wyatt in order to make Mr. Sprocket experience the same pain he felt.
Objection!
Even channel Miss Sprocket?
Miss Sprocket's fiancé was a surgeon, if memory serves, but the only people who attended the reception were family and staff members.
That may be, but then that just means that Miss Sprocket's fiancé must have been among those who attended. What? Really? Of course. Otherwise, how could he have killed Gloomsbury? Oh, I see what you're doing. This is the giant bluff, isn't it?
All right, I'll bite.
Who exactly do you claim this fiancé to be?
Yes, I would like to know as well.
Are you sure you're gonna be okay, Nick? Maybe? I've already figured it out. Phoenix, Nick, calm yourself down. You're fine. I know the answer. Oh, thank you. I need a little bit of cleaning. Got a little bit of dirt on my chest. Thank you. Nice polish. When it comes to suspicious people, there's only one person on my list. I need to find something that connects him to Selena. This will help us identify Miss Sprocket's fiancé. Head up. Please take a look at this photo, Your Honor. That photo. Notice Miss Sprocket's pocket watch. Haven't we seen it somewhere before?
Yes, now that you mention it, I do feel as if I've seen it somewhere before. Almost as if it's somewhere in the last hour I have seen it. But where?
I believe we've all seen it. Right here in this very courtroom.
Impossible!
That's right. A pocket watch in this photo. That I noticed 1,000 years ago, aka last week, is the same pocket watch Mr. Nickety has on him right now.
What?
This is clear proof of a strong connection between Pierce Nickety and Selena Sprocket.
No. Well, Mr. Nickety, is this true?
Mr. Nickety, you were once engaged to Selena Sprocket. That pocket watch, you keep it as a memento of her, don't you? Mr. Nickety, you plan to rob Mr. Sprocket of his loved one to make him feel the same pain as you. Isn't that right? But Mr. Sprocket managed to fight back and knocked Mr. Gloomsbury unconscious. You thought Mr. Gloomsbury was dead and hid his body in the lantern. But then you noticed Mr. Gloomsbury regained consciousness. And so you finished him off to prevent your plan from being exposed. This is the defense's take on what really happened in this murder case.
Mr. Wright, does this mean you wish to officially accuse this witness of the murder of Dumas Gloomsbury?
100% yes. Does the defense? Yes. The defense indicts Pierce Nickety on the charge of murdering Dumas Gloomsbury.
Oh my! Mr. Nickety, would you care to respond?
You're awfully quiet. Man. Wait, hold on. Okay, here's a question. Because this is so different than any way he's talked before, do I change up how he talks? Do I change up his voice and accent? Very important question. Because this sentence does not match with everything he's been before. Alright, he was a surgeon before. But he's not going to be all hoity-toity. Voice yes, accent no. Oh, wait. Because what if we make him Cockney? Instead of like the posh British that he was, what if I just... This lawyer just laughs on and on. As you guessed. No. Nah. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. As you guessed, this watch is a memento of Selena. It stopped working at the time of the accident, though. Then you really are
Yes, I was Selena's fiancé. And not just her fiancé, but the surgeon beside her deathbed.
Objection!
Mr. Nickety. Wait, no, hold on. That was not Edgeworth's voice. What the fuck was that?
Mr. Nickety, why didn't you tell me any of this before? Shut it, you useless prosecutor. I thought you could be of use, but apparently this case was too much for you. What did you say? If your office hadn't stuck its nose all up in this, I could have swept it under the rug. Not only did you interfere with the case, but you even let me fall into suspicion. That's because you kept trying to cover things up on the sly.
Covering things up wasn't your only involvement. The only person who had a motive to use the victim to try and kill Miss Wyatt was you! Ah, he exploded. Oh, but he didn't die? Oh, your hair's all different now. Hello? Oh! It's a surgeon mask.
Malignant tumors. There are malignant tumors in this courtroom. Lesions oozing with false charges.
Wait, who gave you this guy? Who gave you the screwdriver?
The tumors are one idiotic lawyer and one useless prosecutor. After the truth is revealed, I'll have the both of you incised from the legal world. I like to see you try. With the power of the Sprocket family, it'd be a cinch.
Hello?
I will now begin the operation.
What in the world happened to Mr. Nickety? Looks like he's finally showing his true colors. Nick, look what he did to that shoulder mech.
Quit your yapping before I suture your chatty lips shut.
It's like he's a completely different person. Sure looks like it, huh? We can't let our guards down now. Mr. Nickety, it's finally time for you to testify. To the truth!
It seems we're entering the final act at last.
Yes, at last. It's been 8 goddamn months, sir. You have no idea. You have no idea. You legitimately have no idea how long I've been doing this.
Your testimony, please.
That was the most heart-wrenching testimony I've ever heard in my life. Mr. Nickety, why didn't you say anything? Ow! Oh, it's a camera. It just took a picture of me. Or something. Okay, you can't be taking x-rays. You can't be taking x-rays of people without their knowledge. That's dangerous. That's real dangerous. I don't know if you know this, but that stuff's radioactive.
You want me to voluntarily testify, hoping I'll make a slip of the tongue. Not a very impressive plan. Or brain, I might add.
Ow. Also, you can't see the brain with an x-ray. You need an MRI scan. X-ray's just gonna see the skull. That is really funny. I do find that to be hilarious, that the hair is part of the skull.
If you want to know something, you ask the question. I will answer, but I have no intention of making any voluntary statement of my own.
Which, in some situations, that's actually the correct way to go about it. You don't really, in a lot of situations, you only answer what is asked of you. You don't really, in a lot of situations, it's better not, like, whether you're innocent or not, it's generally a good idea to only answer exactly what they ask. Exactly what they ask. ACAB, exactly. I mean, that's also a thing in courtrooms. For various reasons. It's both something you do when talking to police and to lawyers. What's he trying to do, Nick?
He's using the silent treatment as a strategy to avoid getting tripped up. Clever guy.
Is that clever? I mean, yeah, he's the first person in 8 games to do that, but still. That's a good point, because I just thought about that. It's like, This is the 8th Ace Attorney game overall, if you include the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Fucking no one ever tried this.
No more lies, Mr. Nickety. You will tell us nothing but the truth from now on. What do you think you're doing?
Once again, why is the ascot bone? Why is the ascot showing up on the x-ray?
No one asked you to speak. Just keep quiet over there and play with your frills. How dare you! Well, this is a rather unconventional situation, but please proceed, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Hell. What the fuck am I supposed to do here? Right to remain silent. Cross-examination. If he won't speak voluntarily, then I guess I'll just have to ask him something. What question should I ask? You've been nursing a grudge against Mr. Sprocket over the loss of your fiancé. Isn't that right?
I'd be lying if I said I felt no resentment whatsoever. But Master Sornin didn't cause that accident on purpose. Master Sornin himself has suffered greatly.
But you quit being a surgeon and found a way to get even closer to Mr. Sprocket. Wasn't that so you could carry out your revenge on him?
Don't insult me. Supporting Master Sornin in Sprocket Aviation with my life's work is my penance for not being able to save Selena. That is how I honor her. I feel your devotion as both a fiancé and a surgeon. Your statement breaks my heart. I've never thought of exacting revenge on Master Sornin.
Never thought of it, huh? I guess you should probably take that with a pound of salt.
Mr. Wright, would you like that statement added to the witness's testimony?
Never thought of it. Never thought of it. I don't know if we have evidence to the contrary. I don't, Not at the moment. We'll say no, for now. I guess not, Your Honor. But on second thought, I have to get some kind of testimony out of him, don't I? I do, but I don't think that's helpful at the moment. What about... Isn't it true that when Mr. Gloomsbury regained consciousness inside the lantern, you murdered him in order to silence him?
You can do it!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will do my best.
He was an excellent employee and very loyal to me. Gloomsbury was my right-hand man. I'd suffer the most from losing him. You really think I'd kill a guy like that?
Yes. That would make sense only if you were innocent. But since your goal was revenge, you don't really have to care about something like that.
But I am innocent, I tell you. Don't try to force your conjectures onto me.
If the decisive evidence, I can't pursue this line of questioning any further. Let me think, let me think, let me think, let me think. And also, didn't we already prove that she couldn't have killed him when the lantern fell and broke? Because of the way that he's laying? He's laying down? Anyways, moving on. Clear. It's okay. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm thinking...
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Uh-oh.
This ship will self-destruct in 3 minutes.
Okay, I guess we only have 3 minutes until I die then. Alright, let's do this as quickly as we can. Added because why not? Yes, please, Your Honor. Every little bit I can drag out of him helps, right?
Bloomsbury was my right-hand man. I'd suffer for the most from losing him.
I'm just gonna go ahead and get him to say all 3 things so I can have an actual testimony. Add to the testimony. Let's go. 2 of 3. I have to find an opening somehow.
I've never thought of exacting revenge on Mr. Soren.
On the day of the incident, you were constantly surrounded by your subordinates. Is that right?
Absolutely. I was in someone's line of sight at all times. After all, I was busy taking care of every detail of the event. Mr. Edgeworth, I believe your investigation backs up my claim. I got statements that said groups of his subordinates worked with him in rotation, so he was always with someone. As the prosecutor just said, I couldn't even get close to the lantern containing Gooseberry by myself, let alone kill him.
Pierce didn't have a chance to get close to the victim alone, huh?
Mr.
Yes. Wait, don't those two possibly contradict each other? If Gloomsbury was his right-hand man, then doesn't that mean that he was one of the subordinates that could have been in rotation? So, you were always in someone's line of sight.
I was surrounded by family members and staff as we prepared for the reception. During the reception, I was stationed behind the sweetheart table to attend to the couple. When could I have possibly committed the murder?
I'm not buying it. If Pierce is the true killer, then there must have been some time when he was out of everyone's sight. What do you think, Nick? Is there a chance? Oh, I know when! The one time he was out of everyone's sight. Right here. No one's looking at him. We're so, damn it. Okay. Everyone be prepared to be cursed. You are now cursed. Congratulations. Come over and wear this outfit if you want to be a clown. Anyways. The fog! That's right! There's also all the fog! That's when he was... Is there a chance for us here? Well, as long as we have some kind of testimony from him, there has to be. In other words, oh my god, he was killed in the middle of the second reception. I'll just have to compare his testimony against the evidence. I know what to do! 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 I know what to put! I know what to put! I know what to do! I know what to do! Ba-ba-da-da! Let me save for just in case! I know what to do! Killed him right in the middle of reception number 2. Right in the middle of reception number 2. You're even looking at the bowl where he is. And the music stops so you know we did it right! I'm a genius! Isn't that right, Biscuit? Every time I say something to Biscuit, he just looks up at me like, what is it now? What? Hi? Yes? Hi, you said my name? What's up? What's happening? What are you doing? Okay, back to sleep. Mr. Nickety testifies that he was always with someone at the time of the incident, and never had a moment alone to commit the crime.
Yes, and the police investigation backs that statement up, doesn't it?
But there was an opportunity, in fact. One, and only one. A moment when Mr. Nickety could have killed Mr. Bloomsbury without anyone noticing.
What?
And the one thing that made that moment possible is shown here in this photograph.
With all those
You
people
ever had
watching,
dreams that you had once.
Don't forget play.
You want
Don't
so
forget
much
play
you could do
and or
anything?
zoomies. But those might be the same word to him. Hard to say. I think he also knows baby. Baby, what do you think? Oh no, he actually reacts to his name more than he reacts to baby now. Biscuit. Oh no, I just talked to him, so he's not reacting to me at all. He's like, nope, I'm done. I'm not falling for it.
With all those people watching, I couldn't have possibly committed murder. Do not believe him, Your Honor. This lawyer has a malignant tumor. He intends to infect the judicial body with virulent accusations. Mr. Nickety, I would ask that you keep quiet this time. We need to evaluate the defense's claim, and your yammering only serves to throw further suspicion your way. Mr. Wright, let's see this one thing you mentioned, but be warned, this had better not be one of your offhanded claims.
Who do you think you're talking to, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please point out for us the one thing that made this moment of murder possible.
That one moment when it was possible for Mr. Nickety to kill Mr. Gloomsbury. The one thing that made that single moment possible is this. The one thing that made the moment of the murder possible is this thick mood fog that engulfed the entire reception hall. It's under the cover of this fog that Mr. Nickety murdered the victim. And that's also how we got it on the side. Yeah. He noticed that the door was being opened, so he's like, "Oh, give me a second," grabs the timekeeper, smashes him, closes him back, puts him back in the lantern, back to his spot, and no one noticed.
What? What?
Mr. Nickety was standing right next to the lantern that Mr. Gloomsbury was in, and you can see that he's pissed off in this picture. This was the only moment the murder could have been committed without being seen. Yes, Edgeworth, you have an objection?
I can accept that there was a moment when the witness was obscured from others by fog. But that doesn't prove Mr. Nickety killed the victim at that very moment. If you can't prove the crime was committed during the reception, the trial ends here.
The clock, the timekeeper! If we can find out if the clock probably broke. Maybe? I was so caught up in finding a foothold that I forgot to think that far ahead.
Hold on, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time to call this trial's time of death. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove the murder happened during the reception?
Yes? No? Maybe? Yes, no, maybe? Yes, no, yes. The timekeeper.
Don't even bother. His claim is dead on arrival. Victory is within your grasp, prosecutor. Quiet, witness. I have no interest in victory. All I care about is the truth.
Edgeworth, you've come so far from the first game. Oh, I'm so proud of you. You've come so far from the prosecutor that had 100 wins in a row in the very first game. I'm so proud of you. Oh, what a glow up. And I love that it bring it all the way back around. It's like, because like, here's Phoenix, here's Maya, here's the judge, here's Edgeworth. At the very last bonus case of the most recent game, harkening all the way back to the very first game where it was these three, and Edgeworth was so obsessed with winning, and that was his whole shtick, was a victory above all, and here he has learned the truth. Oh, I'm so proud of him. I know he's a fictional character, but I'm proud of this fictional character, man. With the more I look at his hair, the weirder it is. One that can only be one that we can only arrive at through further deliberation. And this is something that's great. Edgeworth actively acknowledges that the whole point of his deliberation and his counter arguments isn't in order to win. It's in order to get more information out, in order to find more of the truth. And he just kind of riles up Phoenix, I guess, because that's their king. Blackwell does it because he likes fucking with people. Karma's a sadist. Francisco von Karma is a sadist. Godot was trying to, was trying to make sure that Phoenix was worthy of carrying on Mia's mantle. Edgeworth now is just a kink thing, I guess. I don't know. It's gotta be, right? And then there's, of course, the whole, Gavin and Apollo, also a kink thing. There's a lot of kink in Ace Attorney games, aren't there? Now that I think about it. Edgeworth.
Enough of this! Your Honor, this trial is over! No, Mr. Nickety, that is for me to decide. Mr. Wright, can you prove it? Can you prove that the murder was committed during the wedding reception?
Possibly?
Why is there no verdict yet? The lawyers are obviously out of answers. The prosecutor, the judge, they're all infected.
The malignant stupidity is so advanced, not even the best surgeons can save them. In fact, not even a brain transplant can cure them. This court is infected with idiocy. It's a pandemic! Mr. Nickety, that's enough already. Finally ready to give up, are you? No, that's the opposite, actually. I'll prove the murder was committed during the reception by you.
You'll prove it. Can you really, Mr. Wright?
Yes, I can, Your Honor. To be honest, I don't know how exactly I'll do it just yet, but if I want to get to the truth Edgeworth was talking about, I'll just have to find that way.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Let's have your proof.
Enough of this foolishness. He's just bluffing. Stop him from speaking, Your Honor.
I will do nothing of the sort.
You are just a district court judge with the power of the Sprocket family.
Enough of your foolishness, Mr. Nickety. This judicial body will not succumb to the influence of money or power.
Now then, let's hear it, Mr. Wright. Let's hear your truth. Think, Phoenix. Remember everything you've learned so far. You can do this. You can find the definitive answer that will lead us to the truth. Y'all like my panicked Nickety there, where he's just talking really fast and like clearly losing his shit? Am I doing a good job? Give me validation, please, while I take a sip of this water. Okay, water has been had. Moving on. Here we go. We're at the end of the game. More German? As in make him more German, or I accidentally made him more German? Think, Phoenix. How can I prove the murder took place during the wedding reception? If Pierce committed the murder during the reception, then he had to have used the murder weapon. Obviously. Thank you, thank you. Obviously, he used the murder weapon. Yes, the weapon that was used to strike the victim twice. According to the autopsy report, the victim was hit by the same object both times. So without a doubt, Pierce used it to commit the murder. Weapon used to kill Okay, cool. These are the super simple answers, but I guess we need them. I guess it's still important. If Pierce struck the victim during that one single moment, then he must have used the timekeeper. Come to think of it, wasn't it also used for something else during the reception? During the reception, the timekeeper was also used for the first startup of love. The timekeeper had been activated. Which means that when it was... That's right! The timekeeper had been activated during the reception! If we activate the timekeeper again now and find any trace evidence of the murder, that would be conclusive proof that Gloomsbury was killed during the reception! Let's find out. Let's find out. A special ceremony took place during the reception in question.
What kind of a special ceremony?
It was called the first startup of love. Apparently, the couple activated the timekeeper for the first time during it.
Does that mean the timekeeper here in evidence isn't activated at the moment? And what would happen if we were to activate it?
Why don't we see for ourselves? It would give us a chance to examine it. And while we're at it, we just might find some conclusive evidence.
What?
No, you can activate it.
Mr. Nickety, keep quiet or I'll have you thrown out of court. By the way, Mr. Wright, this is supposed to be a time machine, right? We're not going to travel back in time to the Stone Age or anything, are we?
I don't think we have to worry too much about that, Your Honor.
I'm still a little nervous nonetheless, but the truth must be known. Very well, go ahead and start up the timekeeper.
Do you know how, Nick? I think so. Maybe? The bride and the groom each had a symbol of their love, and when they put them together... The pendant and the key. The pendant and the key. The pendant and the key. Oh, yeah, that... Oh, how romantic it was. The pendant and the key. Let's see, I think the symbol of the groom's love must be the timekeeper itself. What symbol of the bride's love would fit together with the timekeeper?
Mr. Wright, are you ready to activate the time machine now?
Yes, Your Honor.
The symbol of the bride's love that's necessary for activating the timekeeper is Ellen's pendant. I'm not even gonna bother saving because I'm pretty sure I know it's why it's pendant. Is the symbol of the bride's love that's necessary for activating the timekeeper.
What? Does that just mean that you can sort it out with Miss White's pendant?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Very well. Please try it now, Mr. Wright.
Okay, here I go. First, I have to figure out where the pendant goes. It goes... well, presumably on the other side of this thing. Or next to it, actually. Probably connected to it, because that's how gears work. But, oh, maybe on the front? Well, let's see. Let's take a look around. It's a propeller. It's designed to look like the hands of a clock. I don't think it has anything to do with activating the timekeeper, though. I don't think this is the spot. I'm gonna try somewhere else. The outer casing is made of metal. I sure wouldn't want to get hit with something like this. Oh, duh, there it is. I just couldn't see it before. This hole looks like a good spot. I'll try setting the pendant in here. It fits! This must be the right spot. Now I have to find a place to insert the key. I mean, pretty clearly, in the pendant. This hole in the middle of the pendant. Could this be it? Alright. Oh, holy shit. There's blood on it! It worked! The timekeeper's been activated! Now all I have to do is find proof that the crime was committed during the reception. I mean, there's blood on it. And also it's cracked. I don't know, that seems like pretty definitive proof to me. I think I found it. Conclusive evidence that the murder was committed during the wedding reception. As I suspected, there's evidence of the murder inside the timekeeper, Mr. Nickety. The timekeeper is only activated and opened during the wedding reception, right? No! Stop! Ah. My 28 months, thank you for the resub. Welcome back, you're just in time for us to finish the game. Hi, Biscuit, would you like pets? You need a little gremlin? Oh, you're up in my lap now, that works. So that means this is conclusive proof that the crime was committed during the reception. After you killed the victim under the cover of fog, you closed the timekeeper to hide the bloodstain, didn't you? No, you're wrong. Ellen killed Gooseberry. It wasn't me, I tell you. Give it up, Mr. Nickety. How could the defendant, who was in the middle of pledging her love, have possibly committed the murder with everyone watching her? It was the family. Yes, all the family members conspired together to kill him. There's no way you can talk your way out of this, Mr. Nickety. During the reception, during that one dreamlike moment. Yeah, we did it, Biscuit. Isn't that right, baby? Only one person could have used the timekeeper to beat the victim to death. And that one person was you! Pierce Nickety! And your name sounds like Persnickety. I just thought about that. Nah, I feel. No, Biscuit, I'm okay. I'm okay, Biscuit, I promise. No. This isn't over yet. I won't give up. Oh no! I got the artery! This stupid thing! We must stop the bleeding now! Give me forceps! Forceps, I said! Hey, where's everyone? Fine, I'll manage this alone. I'll do it all by myself. I can fix anything, repair anything. You have to get better, you have to live, you... I would have been able to save her. If only I hadn't listened to her. If only I had treated her first. If only that sword hadn't been there. Look. Selena. No. Why is everyone here fainting today? Biscuit, why is everyone over here fainting?
Witness, are you finally ready to tell us the truth?
It's just as the lawyer deduced. So it was all a revenge scheme against Soren Sprocket? Do you have any idea how hard it is to lose someone you love right in front of you? Selena's condition was clearly more critical than Soren's, but in spite of that, she said... Please help Soren. Miss Sprocket's last words. So that's what she really meant by those words. I was able to grant her wish, but at the price of her life. So you got a job at Sprocket Aviation and waited for your chance to get revenge. You got close to Mr. Gloomsbury and hatched this plot, is that right? Gloomsbury already bore a grudge against Soren, so when I tempted him with an even better position, he immediately took the bait. He was your accomplice, someone who shared the same goal as you. Why was it necessary for you to kill him? I didn't expect Soren to strike Gloomsbury out on the Vista deck. And I certainly never imagined he'd make his way there all along the outside wall. Soren's love is the real deal after all. My plan had been compromised, so for the time being I hid his body in the lantern and tried to think of my next move. Then Mr. Gloomsbury came too during the second wedding reception. As soon as I saw Gloomsbury, I instantly hit upon an idea. To pin the blame of Gloomsbury murder on Ellen. You tried to break up the couple by making the bride out to be a murderer. How despicable. Soren was getting the company and a wedding. Both things that were supposed to be Selena's. He took every happiness from her. Who's the despicable one here? Do you think what you did would make her happy? I know it wouldn't! But I couldn't just stand by watching Soren enjoy his happiness. I was going to have Soren taste the same pain I had, and then take over Sprocket Aviation. I would take back from him all of the happiness that was rightfully Selena's. He already had the pain of losing Selena, in case you hadn't noticed, his fucking sister, and he blamed himself for it. Every single day he was reminded of it. Anyways, fuck you. Time stopped for me the day I lost her. Just like this pocket watch of hers. Pierce. Miss Wyatt? I believe Selena would have said, leave this ill will behind. Your time is yours to live. Ah, I've been bonked. I mean, we can take a knife to him. I kind of don't like him. Like, I understand why you're doing it. It doesn't mean I agree with you. Get fucked. It's too late for me. Time will never advance for me ever again. What? It can't be. Hey, something got hit just the right way. Guess what, bitch? Move on. I see now, Selena. What I did was wrong. Cool, you're going to prison forever. I don't think that's a good idea for a lot of reasons. Hi, Biscuit.
I see no further need to continue this trial. Bailiff, please take Mr. Nickety away.
Pierce Nickety, another inconsolable time traveler, who lived in time that stood still. Biscuit, up. Uppy. Do you want uppy? You want up? No? No up? You're just looking at me expectantly. Is it time for food and you're just waiting for me to finish now? Is that what's happening?
Now then, I must render my verdict regarding the defendant...
Your Honor, before you give your ruling, would you please allow me a moment?
Very well.
And then, there's something I need to say to you. Biscuit? Nope, get down. Good boy. Nope, hey, over here. Yes, Soren? I put you through something truly horrible. This whole thing happened all because of me. No, technically it happened all because of, the other fucker. The one that we just... Biscuit, over here. Come here. Back there. Okay. If you want to... I would understand if you wanted to
Monker,
pull off
I
a
am
match.
all of the hungers. I will either away if you don't feed me now.
Biscuit, Biscuit, I know for a fact that there is still some amount of food in your bowl. There always is. You never clean that thing out. 100%. Stop. Don't eat the wires. Don't do that. Biscuit, what did I just say? Hey, come here. Come here. Let go. Come here. Come here. Ah, there we go. What? Of course not. I never once thought that. If you stay with me, you'll only face even more trying times in the future. What do you mean? The truth of this incident, and the car accident before it. I'm going to tell the public everything. I expect the company's reputation will suffer, and it'll take a lot of criticism. But I feel I can only really start over once I get everything out in the open. Sorry. After all that's happened, I might not have the right to ask you this, but... how should I say this? Maybe I'll just, Oh, this awkward nerd. I love him. He's such a good boy. Oh, he decided not to? A life with me probably won't be very easy,
wires taste good, Momther.
No! Bad Biscuit. Off the computer. Do not stand on top of computer. Come here. Come here. Over here. No, over here, Biscuit. Pick up my giant baby. You're so big. How big are you going to get in a year, baby? The world may never know. Until a year from now, when the whole world will know, because I'll... Anyways. Are you going to ask her to marry you again? Please? Will you marry me? Because my favorite thing about this is he could say that every day. And be like, and have a new memory of saying it. Yes, of course. I never noticed her freckles. Oh, she's finally cried off all her makeup. I didn't know she had freckles. My country girl accent is more accurate than I thought. Oh, they're so cute together. Yana, thank you for this time. Please, continue with your ruling.
Very well, but first I have one question. Do the two of you pledge your eternal love for each other to the goddess of justice, Themis?
I do, Your Honor. I do.
Does the prosecution or the defense have any objections?
Well done, Your Honor. No. No objections here. The defense has no objections either, Your Honor.
This court finds the defendant Ellen Wyatt. Oh, well, that's not right. This court finds the defendant Ellen Sprocket not guilty.
I've never... Oh. I'm so happy. I don't know why this is making me smile so much, and that this is so nice. I guess it's because it's so rare for a trial to end so happily. Especially one that ends in a wedding. Oh, it's so good.
This court is adjourned.
I still don't have a gavel. That's a shame. I still don't own a gavel. September 23rd, 11:36 a.m. District Court, defendant's lobby number 3. I was about to say number 6. Number 6 was the courtroom. Holy shit! All that happened in just a couple hours. Thank you for the snowball. The snow hasn't fallen enough for that here yet. You have to wait a little bit. It'll be here soon. Oh, Soren, congratulations. Mr. Wright, I can't thank you enough. If you hadn't exposed the true Soren, we wouldn't... I considered it, but it wouldn't have the same feel. It needs to be wood. It needs to be real. Otherwise, it won't have the same feeling and the same sound. I think I have one in my throne. I think there's a gavel. But now you can finally start your new life together, right? Mr. Wright, we'll be holding our real wedding ceremony in the near future. Would you do us the honor of coming to it? I want you to witness our fresh start. Of course! I wouldn't miss it for the world. And Ellen, this time it'll finally be happily ever after, right? Oh, yes. Two of you have persevered and overcome this trial together. I do? Yeah, I do. I have to put a... Look. I need to put a microphone on there. I need to put basically an entirely new computer on there, because damn do I need a computer upgrade. But, you know, that's a long ways away. Actually, what am I working with again? I always forget what exactly my computer is running with. And the answer is not much. Now, no matter what obstacles come your way, I'm sure you will overcome them. There's another thing I'm sure of, too. This person will always be watching over the two of you.
Take that!
Lena, yes, I think you're right. And we promise to live out to the fullest, for Selena's sake, too. Right, Soren? That's right. Okay, hold on. This lose data. Look. If given the chance, he absolutely would. You know he would. He would be on that thing in a heartbeat. He'd be like, "You're getting married! Oh, I've always hoped this day would come. I was ordained years ago. I was ordained 10 years ago after I first saw you two in my courtroom, just for this moment." What? Don't worry about it. Like, here's the thing. There's also a possibility that they'll never get married, but they're a bickering married couple for the rest of their lives anyways. 1 second. Where is it? This one? Yes, here it is. Okay, yeah, I'm still running on the 2000 series of fucking video cards. My video card is several. Cause like y'all know how like Wisp just got a new GPU. It's like, oh, you upgraded from a 30 something to a 40 something. I'm like, I'm still working with a 2060. Help. That's right. Well, we better be on our way. Yes, my love. Yes, my love. Aww. Wow, the old threshold carrier. Way to show off. We'll be seeing you. Goodbye for now. I'll be looking forward to that wedding. Hold on tight, Ellen. You'd better believe I will. I'm never letting you go. Please tell me they're gonna jetpack out of here. Please jetpack out of here. Please jetpack out of here. Hell yeah, let's go! There they go. You're not thinking of going to that wedding by yourself, are you, boss? He'll be fine. I think, maybe. Yeah, he forgot. He'll be fine. Biscuit. What did I say? Off the computer. Down. Down, baby. Walk off. Okay. It would have to be in the... Okay, look. That's actually a really good question. That's a really good question. It would either be the courtroom or Crane Village. But I could also see it being in the office because they don't want to make a big deal of it. So, like, it could go either way. Biscuit, I know that you want my attention. I know you want attention, baby. But give me, like, 5 minutes. You're taking us too, right? Oh, boy, I bet there's going to be all kinds of fancy food there. Well, here's the thing. The PC that I currently have, I think most of it I got in 2020, but... there are also parts of it from, oh god, what year was this? I don't have a year on this. Old as balls. But like, every time I get new parts, they're like, I don't know, I still get kind of older parts because, you know, money. But also having a new PC in general would be nice to have. Like being able to upgrade everything. But, I don't know, we'll figure it out later. Anyways, Athena, when did you get here? Just now. I would have been here to cheer you guys on earlier, but she never gave me a chance to slip away. You're going to be in even bigger trouble with her later. Speaking of the wedding, maybe I should ask them to invite Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Really? But he thought Ellen was guilty all the way to the end. That may be true, but... Do you think that they're gonna do a toss the bouquet thing and Phoenix is accidentally gonna catch it and he's just gonna look at Edgeworth? If he hadn't stood up for us when he did, the trial probably would have ended there. You mean Mr. Edgeworth gave us that chance? Maybe. Knowing him, I doubt he'd ever tell, even if I asked. Well, if that's how you feel about it, Nick, then why not try to get him invited? Hey, Maya, have you ever tried to catch the bouquet? What? No. I never have either. Fighting over a bouquet that's been tossed by the bride. Talk about a fierce competition. I'm totally stoked. I'm not sure it's really supposed to be all that competitive. I'm a pretty good jumper, so I think I've got a chance. She's definitely missing the point of the whole thing. Unless she has someone in her sights she wants to marry. Apollo's all the way in Kodain. And Larry, how did you manage to stay so quiet for so long? Shut up! Punching the lady you fell in love with every happiness is what a real man does. I mean, yes, that's correct. That's the correct answer, but I'm pretty sure that relationship was over before it even began, Larry. Darn it all. Only I was 10 years younger, things would have gone differently. Hands of time, why won't you turn back for me? I don't think age has anything to do with it, Larry. Age has nothing to do with it. September 30th, 9:20 a.m. Sprocket Park. Mooring dock. So 8 days later, a little over a week. Today is Ellen Sherwin's third wedding ceremony and reception. I heard the bride and groom insisted it be on the Flying Chapel again. In the end, they were nice enough to invite me and Maya, and Athena kind of invited herself. They also invited Edgeworth, Emma, and even Larry. As long as Larry is, constantly under surveillance, we have to constantly keep him on watch. He's not allowed to go outside of anyone's side. Wait, who's watching him right now? Edgeworth, Emma, Maya, Athena, me. Where the hell's Larry? Ah, damn it. They say third time's the charm, right? I really do hope it's happily ever after for them this time around. Still, I get the feeling it's going to be one rowdy party.
Ready when you are. Okay, here we go.
Please, for the love of God, let it hit Edgeworth in the face. Please, Larry caught it.
Oh, hey! Look who's next!
This goddamn guy. No. Time to run.
Get back! Haven't you ever heard of late hours?
To be fair, it was kind of an accident.
Truly blessed to have you.
Boat sail. He needs a chip? That's really funny. The end. Oh my god, you guys. We did it. That's it. That's cute. A special bonus in the music and background setting screens for Spirit of Justice. Background setting screens, Trilogy commemorative. Y'all, I don't think y'all know just how crazy this is. Because I have all the VODs up, I know what number stream this is. This is the 39th stream of this game. This was the 39th goddamn stream of this game. And we finally did it. We have absolutely 100% completed the Apollo Justice Trilogy. Congratulations, everyone. It's been so long. Aww! Promotional. I'm so glad I looked over here. Look at all this pixel art. Oh, this is so cute. This is so cute. I love this. Look at it. Except for some of the bastards that can go to hell. Oh, that's cute. Super deformed chibi. Aww. Look at these. These are so cute. Oh, right. They're special outfits. We are such great lawyers. Oh, hey, look, it's their wedding outfits. I love their outfits. I especially love that Maya is wearing traditional. Oh yeah, we never really proved that the Holy Mother was Ami Faye, did we? I guess that's not important. At the Phoenix, Apollo, and Athena sprites pointing? Oh. Oh, the sprites. Yes, all three of them. Let's see, who else? Edgeworth is also pointing. Yep. Have what as a reward? What you got? Uh-oh.
Two men working on a ship go to check the cargo. They open a crate and notice the potatoes
I
look
know this
odd.
one. I saw this
they
yesterday.
check more crates and find all the potatoes are oddly phallic. They go to the captain to quit, who tells them, "No, you can't quit. This is not a democracy, this is a dictatorship."
It is funny, though. I do like that one. No, you didn't do the one from me. You did that one in Weststream yesterday. Meow, Biscuit. Okay, Biscuit is asking for food. And my stomach is asking for food. Hey, look, it's Joe of Justice. He actually has a full character sheet, despite the fact that he only showed up in one particular picture. Oh, hey, look. These are all the different possibilities for Pierce Nickety's design. No, Francesca didn't show up. That made me sad. She shows up in our hearts, though. Does she have one here? Yeah, okay. So here's the plan. Here's the plan, yeah? We're not... Next... Okay. We still have the Miles Edgeworth investigations to do. However, we're not going to start that immediately. I'm tired. Let's take a break. I think next week, instead, we're going to start up Inscription, because that was the horror game that got second most votes from the Halloween stream. We're also, of course, going to continue Jill-O-Lantern when Kay is finished with the next update. I've been told to hold off. But yeah, after Inscription and Jill-O-Lantern, we will... that's probably when we're going to do the Miles Edgeworth investigations. And we will no longer be defense lawyers. We will be prosecutors. Doing things that prosecutors do. I don't know. I don't fucking know how that game's going to work. But it'll be fun, regardless. So, in the meantime... Wait, what do you mean enlarge? Oh my goodness, we enlarge. I don't see Francisco on here, though. See Rafa. I see Mr. Hat. But yeah, thank you all so much for... Oh, these were other Rafa designs. Oh, those were also cute. Like, I love her final design, but these are also cute. And, oh, there's more. Oh my goodness, they really went through a lot of iterations. Ooh, they're all good. I wonder how many Nayuta went through. I think I like Nayuta's ending outfit the best, but these are interesting. These are very interesting, aren't they? And of course some other people. Blackquill, Trucy, Edgeworth. I'll be your guide. Oh, this motherfucker. Hi, Winston. Okay, anyways. Enough of these fools. These are cool. Anyways, no, that's it. We're done. Let me go see if there's anyone to raid, and if not, we're just gonna call it. What do we got? What do we got? Let's see here. No, I think we're good. I think we're just going to call it here. I'm going to say goodnight. I love you all. Thank you all for joining me for more Ace Attorney. Shit's fucking wild. We did it. I'm so happy and so proud of us. We all did a great job. All of us. Me and you. We're all wonderful, wonderful attorneys. Do not actually call me if you have legal trouble. Please, for the love of God, do not do that. Look at what I'm wearing. You do not want this in your courtroom. Good night, everyone. I will see you all on Saturday for for Digimon Survive, which we're also almost close to finishing. We're so close to finishing so many games. Digimon Survive has like maybe 2 or 3 streams left in it. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. But that's all. The end. Goodbye. Get some food. Get some water. All that good stuff. Biscuit, stop standing there. And I'll see you all later. Bye.